2, 3, 4. Down to the VHS. VHS out of the VHS. It's the 18 of my business. Cause I was out of the house and doing stuff. Smoking the Wi-Fi beverages. And I guess that's the way it goes.
No, greetings! We're back! We're in a new area. We have a new
town.
New thing around us. We got cancelled off our last station, so now we have to do it via this station, right?
Yeah, exactly. This is a new channel. Jeff is still here, though. Jeff has come with us to the new channel.
To the new channel. Yeah.
Are we peaking too hard on the mic? Are we too loud?
I peaked very early, though.
I peaked a long time ago. I'm just asking because we like, again, new setup. We're going to try and get all this.
New setup. New house. New town.
I need to get this open.
New postcode. New everything.
We're going to need this. This is going to be vital to have this window open. The trade-off for the new increase in quality is that things are a little bit more hectic in terms of actually getting the tapes to work. It's a small price to pay, in my opinion, because I'm really happy with how everything looks.
Yeah.
But let us know if we're too loud, especially to the headphone users.
Definitely.
But I guess let's just get into things. What have you been up to the past month?
Helping you move.
Yeah, that's been a lot of it. That's been a lot of it.
But since you're in a new house, I thought it'd be interesting to start the show off with a housewarming present. I got you a care package. Open it up and we'll do an unboxing of every little thing that's in there.
You get an unboxing.
We'll get an unboxing for our first episode.
Oh boy. Crackers.
Crackers? Yeah,
brown rice crackers.
Yeah, that's good for your belly, right?
I do like that. I will have to hide those from Tori.
Yeah, there's
I don't
two
want her
packets,
stealing those. There is, but...
You gotta hide both.
Yeah.
What else is in there?
Oh, some veggie stock.
Hell yeah, we need veggie stock. All water needs to be stocked, so.
I actually made mashed potatoes with veggie stock yesterday.
Nice. That brand?
No.
That brand is the best brand.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm going to use that. It's going to be gone in a week.
Good.
I use that here. As well. Oh, some dal. I'm going to make a curry.
It's a single serve curry packet. You can hide that from Tori as well. It's just one of those mentally ones.
That's something that she and I can enjoy together.
Yeah.
That's a dinner right there.
Can you guess that I was going to do this thing about giving you some stuff, like on the wrong episode?
Where is this going?
Because I thought we were doing the.
Oh, okay. All right.
But it's fine. This is just a thing. What's that?
Some come in.
A whole bunch of come in with the price tag on it and everything. Because I'm an idiot. Yeah, everyone needs come in. I want at least one of those.
Of course. We'll probably have one today. Why not?
Definitely.
And my favorite.
Oh yeah, everyone needs that.
The best
one more thing in there.
One can receive, but in here.
Yeah.
Is it? Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Hello.
Your local drug dealer, we got some mints. They're mints. It's not Oxycontin, it's mints. But every household needs a VHS.
What's up, Twan Josh? What's up, Chris? What is up, Napostrophe? How you guys doing? And have you remembered the Lord today?
Yeah, I needed to remind you. You need that in your house.
So clearly you've been out shopping for me.
Yeah.
What else have you been doing?
Both of us went out shopping.
Well, and so did Chris.
And so did Chris, yeah. We went on a road trip and we got 400 more VHS for our collection.
We have increased... We got the mother load, really.
About 300 of them all have something to do with sport, but the interesting thing about it was we thought that they were taped off the TV. A lot of them are actually station tapes, or at least the ones that the stations gave out to footballers so they can go back and have a look at.
It was one of the coaches, specifically one of the coaches.
Yeah, but he had like other people's ones in there too.
I need to look through because I want to see. I want to get some Geelong ones to watch with my brother.
Sure. But absolutely. I've actually started to categorize them. A lot of them don't even have markings on them, so they're probably the ones with TVs and ads. I would
imagine so. Yeah.
But all the station ones I kind of put to one thing. I've started going through stuff. I'm going to build shelves out in our shed soon. We're going to do all sorts of things, but yeah. Then we went op shopping and we found this tip that we're selling 3 VHS for cheap, and we got some absolute nut job looking things out of that box.
Like literal, I would say VHS gold in terms of just like the kind of content we're looking for.
Plumbing videos, like so many locally made Jesus preachers, which is going to keep us going for Christmases to come and Easters. So much cool stuff. Speaking of Easter, we got beer. I don't know whether this is from Easter, but it's a hot cross bun flavored ale. I mean, it's nowhere near Easter anymore, is it?
No.
It's your favorite brand, though. It's the tinnies.
I do love my tinnies.
Oh, boy. So is that what you were fishing for when you were asking me what I've been doing?
Well, I was just more going for the general banter as well. If there's anything else you want to talk about
No,
that
not
you've been
really.
doing.
Now it's your turn. What have you been doing aside from moving and looking after a kid?
There was a reason that I specifically asked you first.
Well, you got some things to say?
Because I have a confession to make.
Yeah, Pete, you got something to say?
I have a confession to make about the future, potential future of Obscure Tape Time.
Oh, yeah? You want to do it in my garage?
So here's the problem. Our producer, his name is Jeff.
Bugger Jeff.
I think he's trying to come between us.
Oh, alright.
He called me up. I'll start by saying this. The real reason that Tape Time hasn't been happening the past few weeks is not because of the move. It's not because I haven't had internet. It's because of a man named Jeff.
Okay.
Jeff did something. He made me do something, and I'm not particularly proud of it, but he said... This is the way he put it to me. He said, Pete, for every Shawn Michaels, there's a Marty Jannetty. Which means there's always one side who's like the one who gets popular, the one who gets famous, and then there's the one who kind of drops off the face of the earth. And he said, Pete, do you want to be the Jannetty or do you want to be the Shawn Michaels? And I said, I would rather be Simon than Garfunkel. And he said, great. Well, I have an opportunity for you, Pete. And I said, brilliant. What's this opportunity? Oh, no. There's still noises on the alerts. I forgot to turn those off. My bad. Fix that next week. Thanks for the sub, Tarkin. Geelong Melee when? Probably never, because I'm a dad now. So anyway, I go to this studio... with Jeff. He takes me to the studio and he says, this is what we're doing. And he brought in some guests. Would you like to see what happened?
Yeah. Oh, whoa, you got a tape.
Would you like to see what happened?
I want to see what happened. Give me that tape. Yeah. I see you guys are working putting things on tape.
Crappy black and white setup.
Yeah, you see it because it's just VLC. It's not a VHS. Oh, I hear it too. That's a good sign. This videotape and its soundtrack are protected by copyright. Unauthorized exhibition, broadcasting discussion, copyright editing are prohibited, and the production of the enforced by legal action. Mate. Thanks. Stop center. Put it back. What are you doing? Hold the right button.
It's locking.
Good. It's fine. Yay! Is that Oprah? Are you on a green? Oh, you're on a green screen.
What's that, Jeff?
You are aware that you're live, right?
We're live? Thanks, Jeff. Good evening, everyone. And welcome to the 3 Gs of presentations. I'm Peter D, and boy, do I have a treat for you. You know, there's a whole lot of work that goes into making a presentation. You need a stage, you need a production team, thanks Jeff, and you need an audience to make sure the room is filled with enough energy to make it sound like what you have to say is both interesting and important, even if it isn't. This morning I'm going to show you some fantastic methods that will help you spruce up your presentations. So whether you are involved in pyramid schemes, or pseudoscience, or just plain nonsense, you can rope in enough suckers to line your pockets.
Watching.
With the money of the lower class, I'll be joined by some very special guests, all of them masters in exploiting those who are just begging to be exploited. What methods are these? I like to call them the 3 Gs of presentations: guests, games, graphics. Oh. And we're going to introduce you to all 3 of these here today.
You're not going to show more clitorises on the show, are you?
You'll be sure to win over the hearts and minds.
One of the guests will do that for us.
You want a sneak peek into what we're going to be watching today?
Such as my
he draws a penis in the other one.
Oftentimes,
good man.
If not all the time, due to how simple the kinds of people who come to these seminars are, once again, like Jeff, you can get them on board by finding people they can relate to. No, I'm not saying take someone out of the crowd and wise them up to your business. That'd be like trying to teach a dog to do your taxes. And am I right, ladies? I'm saying you can find someone to pretend to be so low on the IQ spectrum that even the audience members on the high end of the group with IQs nearing the mid-60s will feel like you are speaking to them.
60 is high, right?
For you it is. Oh, Jeff. You can use humour, scare tactics,
I like
and the
Jeff.
promises of a
I kind of like
fellowship
that he sounds a bit
with just
like
a
Chris,
little
but he's
extra
not.
kick.
Reminds me of Chris for sure.
And that brings us to our first
Chris is
guest.
smarter than Jeff, though.
Yeah.
We're going to see Cole, Jerry, and Sandy. And they're going to show us the first of the 3 Gs.
Oh, did you get that frickin' positive thinking girl up?
No. You're on the same
She's
level
so
as the
frickin'
others,
annoying.
while also
No, I would.
showing
Yeah,
off your
She became a
superiority
clown.
by using
I'd mentioned that in the
some
episode,
simpleton
didn't I?
humour and statistics that
She's one of those
loosely
Christian
tie
clowns
into
for
what
like
you're
health.
saying.
Anyway, shush.
And of course, you add in some claims of grandeur in there, and the audience will just eat it up. Take it away, guys. Jerry, Sandy, and Cole.
Thanks, Pete. Guests.
I want you to meet our very first guest. The man who's a marketing manager in a shopping centre.
Oh,
Very
man.
popular in radio. Somebody showed him the word-of-mouth marketing
What?
business, and after a year or so, he became one of the company's business consultants.
It was Jeff's idea, okay?
Yeah,
He
it's
calls
fine.
himself a retired school teacher. I want you to make welcome Mr. and Mrs. Jerry Sandy Crockford.
Oh, Jerry. I rang him up and he's like, no, it's all a bunch of shit.
Why on earth do you call yourself a retired school teacher?
Are you trying to get me to get involved in the pyramid scheme?
No. We just knew that you used to be. Yeah, I don't want to do that again.
The legs weren't good.
Yes, joy and happiness.
Broke my heart.
I'm going to ask you a question in a moment. I'll give you a couple of seconds think time. Then I'm going to ask the people in the audience, what is your favourite product? I'll be back. Now, what would you say if somebody asked you, which is your favourite product in all our great range of products?
Wags.
Think time.
It's Wags.
It's Wags. 100% Wags.
Gotta be Wags.
Out from that building, I think the thing I look forward to most would be the monthly bonus check.
Whoever wrote that for him was good.
Back to you, Pete.
I also like how she's like ridiculously larger than him.
All right. Thank you, Sandy, Jerry, and Cole. You guys are fantastic. Good luck selling those powdered eggs that definitely taste like real eggs.
Oh yeah, and it's definitely
Guests
not
we
the same
saw
ingredients
right
as the
there,
bread.
What I would call A-grade guests. They're as good as you're gonna get. You can go for a B or C-grade guest if that's easier for you. Just make sure to use less big words and fancy information, because the worse that your guests are at sounding sincere, the more the audience has a chance of seeing through it. It's all part of the first G of presentations. Guests. What do you say, guys? Shall we move on to our second G? You know, I find that one of the best ways to keep people's attention while you're attempting to pick their pockets, legally of course, is to use the second G. Games.
Like Pong.
No, not quite. By using some
Like
basic,
leapfrog.
simple humour,
Not quite that
in a
either.
game, you can completely disarm your audience and slowly but surely crack open their heads and
Do you know how
modify
I like
their
to disarm my
brains
audience?
as you please.
With a smile.
As a matter of fact, our next guests are ready right now, and they're going to be showing you a prime example of using roleplay as a game to sell a book or another video cassette or something like that. So, over to you, Patricia and Shane.
I would have put karate in, but it doesn't start with the right
Thanks,
letter.
Pete.
We haven't started that part yet.
Hello. Excuse me. I'm Shane Yates.
Sorry?
I have to say, I do like this video.
What?
She's just so animated.
She's too much for me. I couldn't be in the same room as her.
Oh, absolutely not, but I like
I'd
the
need to go
video.
home after 5 minutes.
Absolutely, but I like the video.
Like, real talk, if I was sitting there drinking a beer at the pub and she came up and started talking to me, I would just finish it and leave. I'd be done. I'm out.
I'd stick around for the free palming.
You met the boss one?
Well, yeah, I was really impressed with him.
Wait till Monday mornings. Very tricky. Very tricky on a Monday. Now, I suppose you've got some good... What made you decide to work here?
I don't like it.
Shane.
You what?
I don't like it.
Well,
What do you like?
I lived,
When you turn my words
I
about.
thought it'd be great to work here.
We thought so too, Mary. Remember that? We thought it'd be fun to work here. I suppose you've got some
Oh,
good
once
ideas
upon a
anyway.
time.
Shane, yeah. Well, I've got lots of ideas.
Yeah,
Take a bit of
she's
time
a
to
clown for
Mary.
Christ now.
Do your job
Clown.
Well,
Oh, crap.
I think she's dead now, but just before she died, she was an old clown for Christ.
There's still some websites that mention her.
Yeah.
I just don't know. Like, it. Maybe she's just retired though.
Yeah, it's probably just that. But I have found previous retired people that I can still ring them up at their old folks' home and have.
Maybe it's something like the Tai Chi guy we're going to cover eventually.
Oh dear.
She got into trouble for something.
Maybe.
Now
Maybe.
hiding.
Hello there.
Hi, hi, hi.
Is this the accounts
Get it?
department?
It certainly
Not
is.
really.
I'm Patricia Cameron. You're...
Oh, but she's bubbly and lovely and
How can I
great.
help you?
Well, I'm starting work here today.
You do the Australian accent too well. It's as if you
made
lived
a
here.
Good decision. You'll enjoy
Here.
it here.
Yeah, I don't actually do my own
We enjoy it
accent.
So much here. Well, we'd do it for nothing if we could. We'd work here for nothing if we could.
Oh, are you sure?
The fact they pay us, it's a real bonus, Shane. What made you pick this place?
Oh, well, I live down the road. I've always wanted to work here.
Handy. Oh, I've always wanted to work here and I've not been sorry. Have you met the boss yet?
Well, yes, he seemed very nice.
It's a lot of highs, isn't it?
Catch him
Hi,
on
hi,
Monday
hi.
morning, nothing he won't give you.
Oh, great.
You're going to enjoy yourself here. Meet the team.
How are you
This is
feeling?
Shane, everybody.
Great.
Everyone.
And
There are a lot of
improving.
them, aren't there?
Well, Shane, it's our morning tea break, but I don't think we'll have it. Do you? I think we'll work through it.
You included the flub. Nice.
Why wouldn't I?
Do you?
This was recorded live in front of a studio audience. Jeff brought me to there, and the guests were there. The flubs are real.
Thanks,
all
Patricia and
live.
Shane. Aren't they wonderful?
There was no second
I think
takes.
I hear Hollywood calling. Nearly had me in tears. Come on, give it up, Patricia and Shane, everyone.
They were good. They were good. Come on. Come on. You gotta love it.
I do like Patricia. I hate her.
That's
but I like her.
fantastic.
Shane's pretty
So you
great
can
too.
see how you can
He's
use
the
second
actual
G in games.
doctory guy who's just like, I don't want to be
They
acting.
used a simple roleplay.
He does
to
it anyway.
convince you
He probably made a
that they
fucking killing.
knew what they're talking about. Would you be surprised if I told you that they'd sold thousands of books at these presentations? Believe me, it's true.
Look at how bad my posture is. I'll explain that at the end.
Now,
There's a reason
by
for
this
it.
stage of the
Are you
presentation,
trying to stay in the green
you've
screen?
got them hook, line, and sinker.
Does
You've got
have
to
to
be
do with
careful
green
though,
screen.
because if
I
you
also
are,
hear
you
that
might
you're trying to be
accidentally give
quiet,
them
like the
Rex
baby's
Hunt
asleep.
treatment of kissing them and throwing them back into the
I
ocean.
get more animated as it goes.
Never mind
At
heart
the
disease,
start, I
that's
was very
going
much
to give
like,
you herpes for sure.
Yeah, okay.
So at this stage, what can we
Because there was a lady in the
really
front
use
row.
to
If she had a
seal the
baby that was
deal?
asleep, I don't want the baby.
How do we
out.
get
That's right.
that final
That's what I said.
nail in the coffin, so to speak?
Thanks,
Well,
Benny.
I mean, the
not
more often we
necessarily
do
with
it,
words
the better we
alone.
get at it, right?
So far,
Yeah.
we've
Yeah.
seen just how far words can get us.
More books I might
But now
sell.
it's time to confuse
Yeah.
them a little with a thing called a graphic, which coincidentally is our third G. The great thing about this is you don't even have to draw anything even remotely close to what you're talking about. As long as you pretend like you have a clue, people will
Yes.
buy you as an expert.
My
And
favourite.
therefore buy whatever it is you're selling. So let's cross over now to our good friend John and see how he uses his skills
Oh,
in
John.
graphics
Johnny boy.
to
Johnny
sell a
boy.
product.
He might be back today.
Take
You
it
might
away,
see more
John.
John later on.
How much?
A little bit.
I just like to do a bit of anatomy here. I just like to do a little anatomy here.
He's really quiet. Should have turned his mic up.
There's
Okay.
actually a kind of a weird buzz. Is that the recording on my headphones?
That's the only place
That's
that
the
we
recording.
Okay.
Really, it's called the vulva.
Okay.
The vulva includes all the whole area. So this is not a big vagina. The vagina is here. You have no problem finding that place.
Don't touch that!
That's south. And we got another compass even down here at the
It's
vulva.
coming through too loud on the stream.
This is
Oh,
north.
God.
This is south. You want to make sure that you're touching up here before you go east.
Funny thing is, that's going to be the
Same
background
thing with
noise.
the body, 'cause right up here is the little-
Hey, look, bunnies.
Hmm?
Jeff thinks we're going to Bunnings.
Okay. I think it goes the other way.
Give me a
That's
sausage
like
to stick in that
There's a little
graphic.
clitoris right there. And some books on
In
sex,
traffic.
it's like a little penis.
That'll fool him.
Personally, when I think of it like a little penis, I don't get that thrilled about doing it. Okay. Well, I like to call it, it's like a third nipple. It's like a
Guy in
little
the hat
nipple
was
down
asleep.
there. It's like a little penis that becomes erect. Now, that
I never
doesn't
claimed it was the
mean
most exciting
it's a
presentation.
little nipple that becomes engorged.
It was just a
Fills up
presentation.
with blood. More it fills up with blood.
I like that we started half an hour late and then we had like another 10 minutes
15
of
minutes
like
of
technical difficulties. And now we're watching just recap mixtape for another half an hour.
There are hundreds
It's
of
really
thousands
dumb.
of
No, I like it. I do.
fibers here. The men don't even know
It was
about it.
Jeff's
They don't have
idea.
one of these.
Yeah, I
What we
get
have
it.
is one set of lips.
He's an
Two
asshole.
sets of lips.
Jack.
Okay. Double the sensitivity. You definitely never touch down here at the vulva before you kissed her and you loved her. You know, some married couples.
I like how you
so right to the point. Let's get
casually misdirected me
John.
away
I'm
from
gonna have
doing
to cut
something
you off
similar.
there. Those graphics were maybe a bit too graphic. He'll talk about vulvas all day if you let him, even though he's never actually seen one. But he sold you on it, didn't he? John is a man who could sell a comb to a bald guy. Believe
I
it.
know I'd buy what he's selling.
Okay, thanks, Jeff, but you're not part of this. Stop talking.
Sorry. Sorry.
If your audience is as smart as
I'm
Jeff,
gonna have
you
to
won't
ring him
have any
up after
problems.
this, I swear to God.
Now, don't you dare chime in again, Jeff.
Leaving me out and
okay,
shit.
we're going to move on.
He's trying to split us up, I told you.
So there you've witnessed
no, I
in
don't
full
want
colour a prime example
I
of
always
the
want to be
3G,
involved.
And therefore, the last of the important tips I have to show you here today.
You heard it here first, Jeff.
Graphics can in
You're on
no
notice.
small way influence your
Can
audience
fire you.
who might be on the fence. Because you are telling them, I know what I'm looking at. And if you disagree, you're going to look dumb in front of your peers. And who wants to look dumb in front of
Not
their
my
peers,
peers.
right guys? I mean, who?
Yeah.
Show of hands, who?
You.
You weren't meant to raise your hands. You don't want that.
They're not listening. They heard raise your hand.
Well, anyway, let's
Just put them
recap.
down slowly.
Remember, the 3 G's of presentation.
What?
Guests. Introduce someone who can pretend to sink down.
There's a curtain
to the
there,
level
you
of
just
the
couldn't see
audience.
it.
Play on as many emotions as you can while doing so. Never let anyone from the outside in on the business you are running. Games. Use some fun things like roleplay or word games to amuse the audience. Give examples of positive and negative to make it look like you're the best option. The audience don't actually need to be involved to feel involved.
I'm the
Graphics. Confidence is king. Fake it till you make it.
A little too graphic.
Talk with confidence about it, pointing out the rough ideas if necessary. Refer to the drawing whenever you need to. And with that, I bid you good night. Thank you all for coming here.
Adieu.
Even Jeff. And please don't forget to buy a copy of my book, which goes even deeper into the art of
You missed
presentations.
it, James. That's alright.
Good night,
It'll
everybody.
be on the YouTube.
You
Bye-bye.
didn't miss much.
Technical difficulties.
Now I'm talking about video.
Nothing.
We got some claps going. I like the music. I might steal it for whatever I do next.
It is free to use.
P.O. Box. Love it. Wait, you pay Jeff? I don't get paid.
Chris pays Jeff.
Oh, right. He's our editor. Thanks, Jeff.
You asshole.
Ugh.
Trying to split up the team.
At least we got good content out of it. We had to make up the time because we have to run until... What time are we running till today? 2?
Till we
3?
finish.
4? Couple hours away. Well, that was exciting. Is our video gonna work?
Hopefully. We're about to find out.
Oh dear. Well, it used to work at the other setup. Are we gonna go straight on, or are we gonna talk about that?
Talk about what? I don't know. Do you have something you want to say about it?
Yeah. Stop trying to cut me out. I'm important.
It was Jeff's idea. He said, "Do you want to be the Mighty Genetic?"
I'm not talking about.
Do you want to be the
talking to you.
Garfunkel?
I'm talking to Jeff.
You know?
Don't cut me out. I want to be a co-presenter at a fancy living room set on a big stage with millions of people. Bah!
Well, it was dozens of people. Let's not go nuts.
I know it's where you zoom in on like the cluster.
You mentioned green screen at the start. There was actually a green screen duplicating the audience members. There was actually only probably about 30 people there. It just looked like there was more because
Fair enough.
you know.
It was interesting that Jeff had his own like mic in. Like, could the audience members hear what he said?
Yeah, that's the problem. Is I went in assuming they wouldn't be able to hear him, and then he tries to hijack the whole goddamn thing.
So he's going on about trying to get rid of one of us to make the show just
Maybe
about
he's just trying to
one.
move in.
But then, yeah, exactly, moving in instead. Seriously. Anyway, the
What a
videos
space.
that we are going to watch today, we just saw him drawing a vagina. It's John. We're watching one of the John videos. Yes, John Gray, the man who got famous for... Are you going to do a thing where we... I don't know what you're doing. The man who got famous for writing this book about men are from Mars, women are from Venus, and basically it's sexist, stereotypical bullcrap.
It's absolute garbage.
We've got like 10 of these tapes, so we're going to try and watch as many of them as we can before we get too bored. These days, he's old and he's had many divorces, despite the fact teaching other people how to sexually please their women and stay married. But, yeah, now he's old and he's selling dick pills with his daughter online. And you can go on there and get natural remedies and stuff. So hopefully, this is one about communicating. We need more communication, Jeff. We gotta learn how to
Communicated with me just fine.
difficult times. Yeah, but I'm being cut out of this.
He just played on my fears of being Mighty Genetic.
I just hope it works.
We have to believe.
Believe in the heart of the tape.
The audio is not going to play for us at the start, so don't panic. As long as I can get.
I'm not going to panic. I'm just going to drink a
Yay!
nice hot cross beer. Why did it work for that tape and not yours? That's an NTSC. I'm pretty sure I got that from America.
There's going to be... Yeah, I'll figure it out. We're going to swap to the white capture card in future episodes, I think. The problem is we're probably going to have to watch the tapes. We'll see a delay. Or hear a delay. There and there, but the audience won't.
Okay.
It's just an us problem. It's not a...
Not a them.
Oh yeah, I have to fix the audio, don't I?
Yeah, I can't.
Sorry, it's going to be mono for a sec, guys. I'll fix that immediately.
What's wrong with mono?
It sounds crap.
Okay. Can we rewind that stupid over?
What I'm going to do here.
Oh God! Look at him.
Yeah, rewind it. I want to see this from the start. That's okay.
Help you get in touch with your feelings.
He's got a lay on. He's hoping to get lucky. I mean, you know what I mean.
Is it double audio? Sorry.
Oh, there we go.
That'll be fixed now.
Will it?
The audio will, yeah.
Let's try again.
Sorry, that's on me. That's on me. It should be better now. I think I fixed it. I clicked the wrong button. That was my fault. I take full responsibility for that.
Yeah, we know that PAL has 3 speeds. We were clicking on all of them to see what was going on.
I was trying NTSC stuff as well.
Yeah.
Is that better? Or are we still...
I like that music too. Might have to steal that.
In this video, John Gray will walk you through step by step how to write a feeling letter, which allows you to release any negative feelings you
Right.
have.
Did you find your notepad and pen?
What I'm going to do here is show you a technique
we've got to
that
play
will open
along.
up your feelings. Okay. Help you get in touch with your feelings. And do an incredibly cathartic exercise with your feelings that you do alone. Nobody does this with you. You do it alone. And when you do this exercise, you're going to be writing out feelings.
Alright, so now we can actually respond to chat properly. Now that
Many of you are going to go very deep into your
kerfuffle's out of the way.
maybe deeper than you've ever been in your life. And what stops you, and the panic people...
He's not a very attractive man, is he?
If I go into my feelings,
I don't know, he got laid.
And
he looks like a weasel.
He is a weasel.
Because they go so deep, they don't come out. They stay in it for days. And that's their biggest fear. We don't want to get into our feelings.
So when you say about that audio delay, I can see it. But if we sing along to songs, it's fine.
But some of us have so much
Cool.
unresolved feelings.
I don't care about
childhood
that then.
That when you go into this technique, they just want to keep coming up.
The problem will be
coming up,
specifically...
coming up. So at least for the first time you do it,
Yeah,
have
we'll
you do
hear
the technique when you're
it
hungry.
when chat does.
So that you do the technique for 20 minutes.
But we'll see it
and
when the
suddenly
TV
you
shows
get
it.
to go eat. And eating is
I'm
going
cool
to
with that.
become much more important than
His
wasting
voice is
time
also very
finding
annoying,
out
Abe
your
Sentai.
feelings.
I will say that. He does not have a very
It's an
attractive
amazing
voice
thing,
either.
and you will have the experience that you missed in childhood. The
And generally his
experience of being
personality is
upset,
kind of garbage.
being heard.
I also
you
hate the way he
heard yourself, yeah.
dresses and the fact that
Being
he ever
upset.
existed.
Having someone listen to you,
Yeah.
you will listen to you.
I especially hate the fact he sells
Being fed.
dick pills with his daughter now.
Yeah.
That's what happens with children. If children are heard and loved, generally it takes about 20 minutes for any upset. They just get upset. If you give them the right attention, the right understanding, it's done. There could be a few exceptions from time to time, but basically less than 20 minutes is enough. They can be really upset, and you give them lots of love and understanding, listen to them, reward them, whatever you need to do, they will move through it. We didn't get that in childhood. Generally, we were upset. It wasn't acceptable. We were sent to our rooms. We weren't heard. We were invalidated. We were put down. We were made wrong, whatever. So what we're going to do
Cameraman,
is
wake
give
up.
ourselves
You know what I
Thank
just
you.
noticed?
Thank you.
get in
There's a
childhood.
slight bit more audio delay
You're going to
from
come out of
his
this feeling
headphones
so
than mine.
incredible after you've eaten.
Yeah,
Some
I
people write
could
the
hear it.
letter
I'm like,
and feel
who's
incredible.
is that
Some people
a
write the
radio
letter and
on
they don't
somewhere?
immediately come out of it
Is that
to
bad?
full extent until they eat.
Doesn't bother you. It doesn't bother me.
And once you
Cool.
eat, eating becomes very important. It's another act of giving to yourself, feeding yourself, and then you'll feel fantastic.
Right. I mean,
This exercise is very important.
that is
because
creepy
we
as
have
hell.
covered a tremendous amount of information to improve our relationship.
Yeah, it was okay when we said it,
And now we need
Andrew,
to do it on
but
an
now that
emotional
you've
level.
wrote it in our chat,
like
it's
for
probably going
these
to come up in
concepts
Pete's
to
search
stick,
results.
We have to release
Bugger.
the old concepts, which are
True, that
associated
would
with
make
our
it
emotions
worse.
inside. So right now, We're going to learn
You're
the
not
ultimate
wrong.
technique for making up an
In
relationship.
memoriam
The
of my
ultimate
daughter,
feel-good technique as far as
buy
I'm
my
concerned,
pills.
other than a loving
Buy my
relationship.
dick pills.
Loving relationship
She might have
with
lived
people
if she
is the
had
ultimate
a
technique.
good enough dicking
Sometimes
down.
you're not communicating well. When you feel like you want to blame your partner, you want to criticize your partner, you can't forgive your partner, you're mad at them, you're defensive, that's the time to go to your cave and write a feeling letter. That's what we're going to do. It works for men. Works for
Feeling
women.
letter?
It's kind of a
Yeah, that's what we do.
combination of
This-
Martian and Venusian. You go to your cave, I mean, you do it yourself, but you share
Feeling
your
letter
feelings.
exercise. That's
Oh
what we're doing
my
today.
Lord.
You gotta go get a
to your
pen and
cave
paper.
share
We
your
gotta
feelings
do it
privately in a
along.
journal.
Everybody
Whereas
else
men are gonna learn to go to
on
the
chat,
cave, which we already know how
go
to
get
do,
a pen and
but write
paper.
about
We're
feelings.
doing a feeling letter
What happens is your
exercise.
brain
We're doing it
synchronizes.
together. God
You're
damn it!
using the left side of your brain to figure out what to write.
I'll write it on
The
my
right side of
phone.
your brain is the
All right.
feelings, and you're activating
You're not gonna
by
do it,
moving
are
your
you?
hand.
I'm getting my
you
phone
need
out. I'm
to
gonna do
move
it.
your
You're
hand
gonna
and
browse
write during
Facebook.
this exercise. I don't care what you
I
write.
mean, maybe a
as
little,
long as you
but-
write. That's doing it good
I
enough.
want you to write it on a
However, I have
Facebook
whole
post and then hit
technique that's
post.
incredibly useful,
I'm gonna write it in a
powerful
Google document.
technique.
Okay.
And it's called the feeling letter. Been doing it for 12 years. So what it
Next
basically
time,
means, I
feeling
can be
letter.
upset about anything practically.
New
And in
document.
20 minutes, I'll feel better. It's
Well,
phenomenal.
open up
Bonnie and I don't get
one of
big
those
fights or arguments
side-by-side
over-
tabs
something
and
happens,
pull up a
escalates, we
Google
take some time
document.
off. I write out this
It's all good.
technique. Sometimes I do it in my head. I'm ready to make up.
So, I'm the
This
only
is
one
so
who's
good.
old
It's
school
such
enough
a
to
safe
watch
thing. Now,
VHS and
my
use
wife
a
gets
pen.
upset and I don't
Well,
listen
if I
that
knew
well.
where
We
my
take some
goddamn
time. I
notepad
know
was,
she'll
I
just
would
go off
have
and write one of
had
these
that.
letters.
I brought
I've
you
unpacked
Forgive
every
me, and we'll
stuff.
start over
Alright.
again. It's so important that we have a sense of security that we're not
I was
dependent
busy
on our partner
working
to
with
change
Jeff. Too
for us
busy
to feel
working with
good.
Jeff to find it.
You know, I was too busy
Whenever
drinking
you're
all your
dependent on your partner
wife's
to
wine.
change before you feel good and loving, you're back to being a child.
You ain't gonna miss it.
You're
Good.
back to being a victim.
Did my
And no matter
belly.
what you do, it won't work because you're not an adult. So this is a technique that allows us to come back to the adult in us, take responsibility, by going and getting in touch with the child in us, the part of us that wants to throw a tantrum. I'm going to demonstrate this exercise.
I think he
so you'll know
popularized
how
the
to do it.
phrase, so yeah, I think
Much
he's
more
pretty well
powerful than
off.
just telling you, I'll do it. But I'll give
Oh,
you
yeah.
And I
an
imagine
outline of what
that
it
selling
means.
dick
It's
pills
called
to
feeling
people is a
letter.
pretty lucrative business.
Yeah. People
I was
fall
like,
for
I
that
write
crap all the time.
feeling.
And
Letter?
what you
No,
do
no,
is you
he's
say,
gonna
"Dear
tell us about it, it's all
so-and-so,"
right.
someone you're upset with.
Okay,
In
so
this
we have to
case,
write
I'm gonna
dear.
ask you to do your mother or your father. Go
Okay.
back to childhood. Pretend you're 8 years old. Or 4
Dear
years old, or 6 years
Mom.
old.
Oh, we're writing to our
Go back
mothers.
to
Is
a
that
time that was
do we have
painful or
to?
difficult.
We can be your father or somebody else, but I'm
How many
doing
people
dear
had a
mom.
painful or difficult time in childhood?
Oh
Just one
yeah,
time,
my
just
childhood
something.
hurt
Something
like
happened.
hell.
Somebody
I fell
died,
over and
somebody
scraped
yelled,
my
somebody
knee.
punished you. You lost a raise. You weren't good enough. You felt rejected. You felt ignored. This is a time to go back and relive that experience just for 20 minutes. It's painful. It's difficult. It's 20 minutes. You will feel so good afterwards. This is like a workout. Workouts, if you need the building, they're not that easy, but you feel so good afterwards. Okay, and so good.
As
for
opposed
you.
to when
So
you
this is
like
20 minutes, not
edge
to
for
leave the
20
room.
minutes
Just
and
stay in
then
the
feel
room, keep
ashamed at
writing,
the end.
Try to follow the format as best you can.
Right.
So you say, "Dear so-and-so, I'm writing you this
Dear
letter to share
Mom.
my feelings," and then you start writing about what happened,
I.
and then you just gently move into, "I'm angry."
I'm
You
angry.
just let yourself talk about what you're angry about for 2 to 3 minutes, and then I'll say,
2 to
"Now
3
we'll shift
minutes?
to sadness."
Oh,
Just write,
we're
"I'm
not doing
sad."
it yet.
I'm sad, and sometimes it just pours out, sometimes it doesn't. So you just keep repeating, "I'm sad, I'm sad, I'm sad." All I ask is you just write this phrase for 3 minutes, this phrase for 2 minutes, for 3 minutes, and you write anything that comes after it. If nothing
We're
comes
not doing
after
it just yet.
write
He's
a
just
phrase.
explaining what we are
If
going
a
to do
real
because
strong
I
feeling comes up
did
that's not
kind of
angry,
preview this tape
then
and
write
we
that
do
and
get
come
the
back to angry.
silence
Your key
and they
is to
keep
write
filming.
I'm
what
not
you
supposed to be
feel.
writing
Don't
it?
think too
No,
much,
oh, you can.
but keep
No
saying,
point. That's
"Let's
right.
look at what's angry. What could I be angry about? What could I be sad about?"
And
3,
then number 3.
what am I afraid of? And what do I feel sorry about? If there's anything you feel inadequate or guilty about, I'm sorry. And then you get
Yes.
to the 5th level of the feeling letter. You express, "I want."
All right,
Get
well,
in touch
don't
with your
tell
wants.
us
You see,
how
the
to
truth
do it.
is, emotions just
Work
lead us back
us
to
through
what we
it
want.
bit by
They give
bit.
us a sense of entitlement and a clarity.
I'm not going to
of what's
remember all of
important to
this.
us. This is getting
You gotta
back
do
to your
it step by
values,
step.
Filtering back to what you want.
Oh, my
The reason
MTV.
this is so effective is because all that any person ever wants is to love and be loved. And this brings us back to that place. So I want to be heard. I want you to listen to me. I need your support. So I need, any of those kinds of things. Then you say, "I forgive." And you try to forgive the person. You just say, "I forgive," or "I'd like to forgive you for." You could say, "I know you did your best." You could say, "I understand." Whatever intellectual clarity starts to come as a result of writing this. You can write about that. But mainly, I want, I forgive, and thank you. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you for. Now, what if this person was awful to you? What do you want to thank him for?
His voice cracked.
In this letter, you're pretending.
It's always got an ugly
You
voice.
pretend
Sorry, I'm writing this letter.
that I'm upset.
I'm waiting until he
And
tells
I'm
us to do
talking
it.
to this
Sorry.
parent, and I'm pretending that they've taken 10 of my seminars, and now they're capable of listening to my feelings in a compassionate way. So the one thing I can thank them for is thank you for listening to my feelings. You could at least say thanks for that. But generally, when you let your negative feelings go, you tend to find a lot of things you're grateful for. So what you want, what you
love
forgive,
the
and
cameraman.
what you're grateful for.
Huh?
That's
Yeah.
a feeling letter. That takes 15 minutes to write.
Oh, yeah.
And then we have what's called a response letter, which takes 3 minutes to write.
Response letter?
And the
We need
response
2
letter
letters?
is, now you're pretending. You've just written this letter. Now you pretend that this person is giving you the response you would have wanted to have.
Oh.
They couldn't in real life. Maybe they didn't know. Maybe they just get all defensive or whatever. My dad would have gotten all defensive and mad at me for being angry. Okay? But in my imagination, when I'm doing this healing exercise, I write out the feelings, then I write out the response I would have loved to have heard. Dear
Imagination.
John, and I have him say,
Are you
"I'm
writing
sorry.
your note to your puppies for being loud and annoying?
I understand.
No. I'm going a bit deeper than that. I'm writing a...
I'm sorry.
You're gonna do it for real? So it's like so for real that it's like uncomfortable and then funny?
I'm sorry, I understand. And then have him make
I mean, it's
have
pretty
him say
serious to
things
me,
like, you
but...
deserve,
Nice.
You probably will laugh at me
affirm
for
the
it.
good
It's to
things
Jeff,
you.
isn't it?
You are
Yeah, it's to Jeff.
smart, you're loving, you're good.
Who else am I going to write to?
Your mom.
You
I'm not
are.
mad at my
And at
mum.
the end, you have him make
Get
promises.
mad at your mom.
For
Promises
what?
that you
And so
imagine
that you
they
can
could
do this thing where you're like,
say
I'm
the
sorry.
things you would want them to say. Now, maybe
He's
in
going
real
too
life
fast
you
for
couldn't.
me. Like,
Yeah, we're gonna get to it
Doesn't
later.
matter.
He's
This
a,
technique
this is
will take
he's
away
a
your negative
terrible
thoughts in 20
speaker.
minutes.
He
Now, I
is
could write
telling
this
us
letter,
how
and
we're
my
gonna
wife's
do
upsetting
it,
me about
and then we
something. I
do
could
it.
write her a letter. I just do
I
it
mean,
in a cave. I write the response I want to hear.
It's wrong. It's
I
the
feel
wrong
better.
way to present this. You should just
But at a
dwell
deep
on the
down
first
level,
bit and
almost
then get
everything
everyone
I've
to
ever
write
written,
that
something really
bit
sticks
and then
inside
dwell
of
on
me,
the second
has to
bit.
do
But
with
no,
the
they're just skipping
mentality.
through the
So
whole
this is
thing
a
and then
simple
going back
technique
and
to
doing
do.
it again.
We're all going to do it now.
Such a
One thing I need you to
dumbass.
do is to go to your
Frickin'
cave.
My
which
cave?
means to
My
find a
bat
different
cave?
Seat, and not be sitting next to somebody you knew intimately before the seminar.
This is fucked
Okay, so
up.
please move around the room. You have to change your location. Just
We gotta
about 6
change our
feet or something
locations.
Like that.
Oh, that's all right. We don't have to
I'm
do
going
this
to
one.
go back to a
It's
time
only
in my
2 of
life
us.
which was traumatic and difficult for me. I was 8 years
I can
old.
be further back.
By the way, my father is dead. I'm going to write
I
this letter to
can't.
my
I
father. had a
got
wonderful relationship
headphones that
with
cost
him
me
before he died,
$2.50.
But there were rough times in childhood. So even though I have a great relationship with him now, in childhood there were some
What
rough
was
times. So
after
I'm pretending
forgiveness?
like I'm back
We'll
at
get
that
there.
time when things were difficult.
Resurrection.
What happened, very briefly, so you understand what I'm
Shit.
talking about, is my dad owed
That
me
would
money
imply
for
someone's
yard work.
died.
And he had a bank
Then you
account,
also have to write
and
a
you had
letter
to write
from
checks on it.
their
And
perspective.
I said I wanted money
Oh,
to buy a
God.
go-kart.
Oh, yeah,
I guess I
thank
was
you.
probably 9 years old. I wanted to get a go-kart, a
Oh.
full-engine go-kart.
Oh, I forgive you.
Fast car.
I did
Then
that.
thank
I've done.
you.
I've done
And
forgive
well,
he
you.
then-
said to
thank
me,
you.
well, you can't have it. I said, what do you mean? You owe me this money. He says, well, you can't have it. I said, that's terrible. That's awful. You're my father. You owe me this money. You said you'd give it to me. So I had a tantrum. He says, I said, you have to give it to me. He says, no, I don't. I said, you promised. He said, I don't keep all my promises.
You think he sounds like that now? He's
He
going to
walked out
start
the room.
crying in a second.
Well, that was what really stuck in my memories. He said, I don't keep all my promises. And that was a very
I'm not even
big
joking.
shock to me. I was very upset about it, and my way of dealing with it was to punish him by drinking a bottle of poison. I drank the bottle of poison thinking it would kill me. It didn't. For 10 years, I burped poison. I learned a very
10
important
years?
lesson. It doesn't work to punish others by punishing ourselves.
That's not how the digestive
That's an
system
important
works.
lesson. I've learned a lot from that.
Yeah.
But I've also learned to heal myself of that hurt. And this is
What
a
an idiot.
demonstration of the exercise. And because it is one of the most traumatic things that happened to me in my life,
Natural selection.
it seems to
Swing
be
and a
focused
miss.
at that time.
I
I
have to say my favorite viewers are the ones that
Each
pay
time
attention.
I do it, it gets more and more healed. What I find as a result is that I feel a greater sense of love and closeness with my father, something I didn't feel when I was growing up. Okay? So this is how I do it. It's very simple to do this technique. I go back, I'm 9 years old, my father just told me
I'm
this
sorry.
thing, he's now left
That's
the room.
brilliant.
Like I want to kill myself. Now my dad comes back in the room. Now I imagine this whole scene.
That was what was missing
Back in
from
the
my
room and says,
presentation.
What's the matter,
You
John?
needed the...
Let's talk about it.
I was going to kill myself.
True. He may have had a digestive problem for 10 years. That's a good
Dear
point.
Daddy,
Really? Is that
I'm
a
writing
thing?
you this letter to share with you my feelings.
Drink a poison and then suddenly
I don't feel like I can talk to you
you're
about
dead
anything.
inside?
No matter what I say, you
I feel
always
like we're all
make me
born
wrong.
dead
You
inside,
always
right?
yell at me. You just punish me. Now you've
This guy
broken
has
your
some
promise.
deep-rooted
This is the
issues.
final straw. I hate you.
You just
I'm
started.
so angry with you.
We're on a slide,
I'm
buddy.
angry with you
We're on
'cause
an
you've ruined
express
my life.
elevator to hell.
I don't get my go-kart.
Going down.
I want that go-kart and I deserve it and I worked hard for it. I made good grades and I did the yard every Saturday. And you're not giving it to me and I hate you for that. I hope you feel terrible. I hope you feel awful.
He was totally going to say, I hope you die.
I'm angry that I don't even have a good relationship with you. I'm angry that other kids have fathers and do things with them. When I go to football practice, you're off being a coach for the poor people. You don't even see me when a touchdown pass. I'm angry you never take me fishing. I'm angry you never take me to the Dome Stadium.
I'm sorry, Jeff.
I'm
I
angry that
love
when
you.
I do the yard. All you are is critical. It's never good enough. I always have to do something more.
Come on, Josh.
I'm angry
That's a
that you're
good
critical
question.
of my homework and yell at me. Say I should do it right.
He
I'm
thinks
angry
he's
that
an
if I don't make
expert,
straight
but
A's, it's never enough. I'm angry that you're so hard on me. I'm angry that you yell all the time and punish me with a belt. I'm angry you yell at Mom. I'm angry that nobody's happy in this house. Now I ask myself, what do I feel sad about? I feel sad that I don't love you anymore. I feel sad that I just want you to die.
Oh, there
I
it
feel
is.
sad that we don't do fun things. I feel sad that we don't play and have a good time. I feel sad that I'm not smarter. I feel sad that you hurt Mom. I feel sad I'm not getting my go-kart. I feel sad that I'm so unhappy in my life. I feel so rejected by you. I feel like I'm just never enough for you.
I'm sorry, Surreal. That
I
was
feel like
potentially
nothing
very
I could do was
inappropriate.
ever good enough. I feel like I'll never be enough. I'm too small. I'm not smart enough.
You still are,
I just
mate.
wish we were closer. I wish you didn't go away all the time. And now I ask myself, what am I afraid about?
Is he on Twitter? Can we tweet him and ask him if he ever got his go-kart?
He's not. He's not.
I'm afraid of you. I'm afraid of opening up in front of you. I'm afraid of crying. You'll just make fun of me. I'm afraid of complaining because you'll make me wrong. I'm afraid of telling you about my life. You'll just control me more. I'm afraid of being open with you. You'll just be mean to me. You'll be so mean. All you do is blame me and criticize me. You don't understand. You don't listen. You're not there for me. I'm so afraid growing up. My brothers can be so mean. I can't go to you. You're just mean to them, and then they're mean to me. And now I ask myself, level 4, what do I feel?
Boo! Get off the stage!
I'm sorry, I'm not.
Yeah, he
good
should
enough for
be.
you. I'm sorry, I'm such a burden. I'm sorry.
Considering we've got like 10 of his videos.
I love how he stopped
I'm
crying
sorry,
long
I hate you
enough.
so much. I'm sorry.
To know that it's fake.
No, he stopped crying long enough to be just like, and then I do the next thing.
That's right. Yeah, to know that it's fake.
I'm sorry, it's this way.
He's
I
making
wish
this
it
up,
was.
isn't he?
Yeah.
It's never happened.
Absolutely.
I do the once and the love.
I mean, at least he got laid.
I just want to be close to you, Daddy. I really do. I want to be friends.
I want to feel you
I wanna
inside
feel
me.
good. I wanna feel
Oh, that's
safe.
dark.
Sorry. Sorry.
I want you to be proud of me.
I don't know my limits sometimes.
That's
I want
dark.
to know I can make a difference in the world. I never do anything right.
Well, you've made a difference on this
I want my
show.
brothers to like me. I
Yeah.
would have
So much so
friends.
that you had to reference him in your thingy.
He appeared on there, okay? He was a
I don't
special
wanna be afraid
guest.
of you.
Do you want
I
another
didn't set it
vagina?
up. It wasn't me. It was Jeff.
A second vagina drawing.
you to
We'll
give
get a
me my
penis one.
money.
the other.
You owe me that money.
You owe me that money. I mowed that lawn. You got. Where's my tree fitty?
No, here's your 350. But when I take out the expenses for living here, take out the
I'm
tax.
so mean. I forgive forgive you for yelling. I forgive you for not paying me.
It does go for uncomfortably long.
This is the worst thing I've ever had to sit through. I'm so uncomfortable. I would rather watch someone actually cry.
For not liking my homework, making fun of it.
Yeah.
I love you.
Without supper.
Yeah, he don't get no supper.
For all the presents that you do give me.
And he misses out because supper was jam and cream on bread. Stale bread.
And you have seen some things. Be proud of me. You're always proud of my report card. Even though it seems like it's not good enough. And at Christmas, you always give me special presents. And you brought me that picture one time. I know you
What's he on about now?
He's just rambling.
I'm pretending to cry so everybody stays quiet a little longer.
And now I imagine my dad responding to me in a way that he couldn't do. But if he could have, how he would have responded the way I want him to.
He's got the answers written on his cock.
Dear Johnny,
No, he's done this seminar so many times.
And I'm so sorry I've given you the wrong message. I'm so sorry.
That's the thing about these presenter guys. They know the 3 Gs, right?
So many
They've
times
learned
I
the
didn't
3
want to
Gs.
praise you or build you up because I didn't want you to have a big ego.
This guy is good at all of them. He's doing the role play
I
now.
wish I could buy
He's doing a
this
game.
go-kart.
Yeah, that's
I
the
just
game.
lost a
Role
lot
play
of
is the
money in
game.
Stock market.
We haven't seen
I
him do
just can't
guests
buy
yet,
it
though.
now.
But he excels in graphics.
But I'll buy it for you soon.
Son, I'm
Yeah,
so
this
glad.
is the
Thanks
reply
for
that he
that.
gets from his
Get that from
father.
you.
I'm so
You
proud of
deserve
you.
And I'm sorry I yell at
You
you so
don't look
much.
weird.
It's a bad, big problem. I have.
You're really
And I'm gonna
attractive.
work on it.
You're
Fix
really
it.
cute, and I love you.
I want you to feel safe.
Now you're doing it.
Not be afraid of me. I love you so
No.
much.
No,
I'm your dad.
funny.
I want you to trust me. Be able to come to me. Please forgive me for my mistakes. I will do fun things. I didn't realize how important they were.
This is way too
We can
long.
go
Stop
fishing.
it.
I'll take you to the
Don't
Astrodome.
deny
Let's go on
me
normal
the
kinds of
pain I'm
things.
going through.
And I'm sorry I never seen you catch a touchdown pass. I'll just come and watch you.
I remember
I didn't even
that.
throw the ball to
That's
you.
the guy eating with soup,
Oh.
right?
When you drop it.
You need that
I
little
love
bit
you,
of extra
Josh. I'm
salt.
so proud of
Thanks,
you.
Josh. Did you see
He
the
gives
picture
me a
that
hug.
Josh drew of me?
Just put my arms
Doing
around
the
my
bat?
chest.
I can't
Imagine
remember.
he's really
I'll
hugging
send
me.
it to you later. That's a
Imagine this conversation really happened. And I explore what my feelings are, which I'll say out loud.
How is
Yes.
pretending? Oh, that is cute.
I love
Yeah,
my
I'm
dad.
like a Disney character.
I feel so happy. I feel so lucky.
How is it
I feel free to
healthy
be
in
me.
any way, shape, or form
I can be
to
me
just
and I'll be
convince
loved.
yourself
I don't have to be
That somebody
perfect.
else is telling you
that
something
somebody
that they
else
don't.
is telling you what you want
I think
them
that's
to say?
That might be the exact
I
opposite
don't
of
have to win
healthy.
the games.
That sounds like
Because then
really-
you're
My dad loves me
projecting
just the way I am.
what you want out of them, and
you're
it's
living
like,
in a
feel
fucking
safe.
fantasy world.
yeah, exactly,
be
and it's
friends with my brothers,
expectations
not
that
to
can't
worry
be
about
met because they're
So
not.
suddenly
that
no means
person.
yes because you want it to.
Yeah, makes you feel better,
how
but
I
in the
feel about the
meantime,
future.
it opens up a Pandora's
The
box
future's
of
bright.
or
I feel like I'm in the world
Trap
at the
door
right
of
time. I can
monsters.
do what I'm
There's
here
something
to do.
down
People
there.
will love me and people will accept me.
You're a
People
fool
will
if you
trust me.
dare.
People will believe in me.
Mm-hmm,
'Cause I'm a good person. My dad loves me. He's proud of
Can
me.
you stop crying now?
I know, right? It's been like 10 minutes of the frickin' video, and it
Come
only
on.
goes
okay
for
now.
like
Everything
another
seems all right.
15 minutes more.
The fear leaves my body.
My letter's done.
I keep
It's not as
reading.
long as his. Jesus.
Mine's just like, dear mum, I'm angry. Which is basically the last thing I said to her, to be honest.
Just go right down there. Come right back up. Thanks. Now,
You're welcome. What is that? What was that?
look out. Did anybody relate to some of those feelings?
He legitimately had
Raise your
tears.
hands if you did. It's real important to acknowledge.
Oh, I
That's the hardest thing when
acknowledge.
people have emotions.
I felt things
Is
from
to go,
that.
I'm the only one. Or something's wrong with me.
I did.
I was making
I
a
felt
big deal out of
confusion,
something, wasting
Yeah, that's an
people's
emotion.
discomfort.
Yeah, that's an emotion.
Anybody
Right.
feel like I wasted your time?
Exactly.
Feelings are very important, and they're very healing. And
Learn
I
how
know
to
as I
make
get in
your
touch
own
with mine,
box
it helps
cart,
get
you
in
little
touch with yours as
dick.
well. So this is
That's
a
a
time
thing,
to
isn't
write
it?
about whatever feelings inside of you are going to come up right now.
I mean,
some of the
you
feelings
say
that you
that. We
remembered
have
or
a
felt
lot
while
more
I
of
was
his
talking,
tapes yet.
and maybe other
Do you reckon
feelings
there are
come
people in
up.
the audience
But before
who
we
are
start the
blubbering
exercise,
away?
I'm going to briefly talk to
Oh,
you
I,
with your eyes
absolutely,
closed.
100%. Look,
Visualization.
except for
help you
her,
remember your
she
past,
just keeps coughing.
And then you'll be able to open your eyes and do this technique. And
Maybe
then
she's
we'll go to lunch.
coughing to hide her tears.
Please close your eyes
I'm not
now.
crying.
Maybe she's
Take a
coughing
deep
because
breath.
she's poison type.
Maybe.
Allow your awareness to drift back in time.
All right, so that was very eventful, him
In a
crying.
moment, I'm going to count
I'm pretty
to
sure the
3.
rest of this tape is
I'd like
him
you
just
to
standing
imagine
around on
yourself back
stage
at that
in silence.
Are you serious?
Where that incident
Absolutely.
happened, or
Oh,
maybe it's
hell.
many incidents that you'll talk about. But imagine yourself
After we
back
pray,
at that
of
time,
course.
in a room,
With a
all
view.
alone.
This
Now, when I
this
count
might
to
be
3,
the origin
imagine
of
the door
cringe. You're right,
opens to
Bimmy.
that room,
This might be where it
and
started.
someone comes in.
The cringe movement. We found where it
The person that comes in
began.
is a person you need to talk to and deal with by
just this
sharing
one.
your feelings. I recommend it be your mother.
I reckon
or
Chris
father,
Chan probably watched this
or
when he
some
was a kid.
significant person in your childhood.
That's how he
You
became
can't
so
imagine-
deluded and convinced that
Can't even
everything he wanted to be
imagine being
true
able
was
to have your
true.
parent come in the room. Then you can imagine a guardian angel.
I assume
comes in,
that's got something to
someone
do
you can
with
pour your heart out to.
Pokemon.
And make sure you can continue writing
Well, actually,
when these
kinda.
feelings come out.
It's the guy
When
who
I
made
count
that
to 3,
character that's
imagine the
Sonichu,
door
which is
open,
Sonic and Pikachu
and
together,
someone will come
and
in.
made his own comics and said it was his
Keep
own
your eyes
original
closed until I ask you to open
thing.
them.
Okay.
It's
One,
if you read about it, you'll
2,
find that it's one of the he's the person with the
3.
most information
and a door
recorded
opens,
about his life out of anybody ever, I would
and a
say.
figure begins to come into the room. You feel their presence. You sense who it is. And as they come closer to you and they stand before you, the feelings become stronger. There's a sense of knowing of what you need to say. Very gently now, I'd like you to open your eyes and begin writing this letter to that person. Sharing with
go.
them the feelings that come up right now in this moment.
You've already done it, god damn it.
Yeah, my bad.
I will lead us through it, spending a certain amount of time at each level. So begin writing to that person. Dear so-and-so, I'm writing you this letter to share my feelings. And just
I'm
begin
angry.
sharing your feelings.
Stop.
Whatever comes up, just keep writing it.
Wait, did he tell us what to write?
About your emotions.
Do we have to remember everything he taught us before now? Can we not?
No, just write about your emotions. It doesn't have to be the ones he did. You could be happy.
But if I start writing, I'll miss my favorite bit.
What, him standing there?
If at any time you'd like
Okay, good.
Kleenexes, you want to blow your nose or wipe the tears away, you can raise
Come
your hand and
on.
an assistant will bring
Brand
you
name
Kleenex.
association. We can use tissues without them being
They're doing it
Kleenex
now.
brand.
Just keep your hands up.
Ugh.
That means there are people putting their hands up. Jesus Christ.
And as you write, begin moving in the direction of saying what you're angry about.
Oh, so I'm angry now, and then what I'm angry about is,
An angry kind of feelings.
You had more. You're better at this than I am.
Am I?
You can bullshit quicker.
Yeah.
Trust
What else makes you angry?
in your crazy ass sister. Then
If you're not angry, say, if I was angry.
you're...
What would it be about?
If you're not angry, just pretend that you are angry.
No, Milshan, I'm satisfied that I did get one. He's like Mr. Rogers, but makes you feel guilty. You're right. That's a good point.
Hey, I haven't changed my shoes once yet.
Go on, man.
I didn't bring a spare pair.
Bugger.
That's
One more
about
minute to
sunlight.
continue exploring whatever makes you angry, what you don't like, what you resent, any of those kinds of feelings. Try to feel inside a little person who's angry, maybe throwing a tantrum, speaking up. Feel that little person or feel those feelings, and feel the sadness and the hurt inside that person. A person that just wants to cry or reach out for love, wants to complain about what they don't have, a loss. What makes you feel sad? Let those feelings come up and be expressed.
Get her out of the fucking auditorium. Seriously.
Right,
she's spreading the COVID. Sorry, what?
COVID 85.
85 COVID. She's spreading. There she goes. You,
get out of here.
Get out of here, cougher.
Go.
Go cough somewhere else. It's basically emotional masturbation, I think. Right? COVID 84, you mean? It's when I was born.
It's hard to write what you feel sad about. Use the phrase, I feel disappointed.
All right.
Sadness will flow.
I feel disappointed. My sadness flows. This is my favorite
It hurts
bit.
your feelings.
This is awful. This might be a new contender for the worst tape yet.
Good.
As you feel the tender sadness inside your heart, that part of you which is most sensitive, explore now the fears that dwell deep within inside. What are you afraid of? What frightens you? What holds you back? If you feel blocked, write the phrase, I'm afraid you won't understand.
It's the same guy, Bimmy. Segsy time. No, this guy just spent 20 minutes crying about not getting a go-kart from his dad when he was 9. So now we're writing letters to people who make us angry.
I don't know what seggy means.
Segsy.
Yeah.
Like sexy. Because it's the vagina guy.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, same guy, Bimmy.
Same guy. I told you, we got like 10 videos of this guy.
10 of his tapes. Yeah, Nat, so Poots...
But in this video, instead of drawing vaginas, he kind of just sits there.
And cries.
Look at him. He's just sitting there.
You're crying.
Why are we watching this?
Keep probing any deep insecurities.
It's okay to be touched.
Fears of failure or inadequacy. Fears of loss. As you explore deep inside to that most vulnerable part where your fears are, feel the part of you that's within everyone that feels inadequate, sometimes feels guilty or bad. What do you feel sorry about or ashamed of? If those feelings are there, let them out so they can be released. Begin to express what you want, what you really want, what you need.
This letter's going to be all over the place.
Express those kinds of feelings.
Exactly. I'm just sad all the time. I don't need this motherfucker to tell me, that my life sucks. Oh, look, there's someone who's crying.
Yeah, she got the Kleenex brand tissues that they were sponsored by.
If it's hard to forgive, try this phrase. I forgive you for not being perfect.
That's a high standard to hold someone to. Jesus. Settle down. So much dead air. And we're not helping because we're writing.
Yeah, we're I like the fact that we're playing into the dead air, though. I think that makes it even more prominent rather than just like we missed it because we're talking over it. I like the dead air, as I say as I'm talking over it, right?
Now take about 30 seconds to finish this letter, thanking this person for listening or what other positive things you could remember.
Thanks, Ants.
Right, I'm done.
Me too.
Do we have to do the other one now? The response letter?
Oh shit, yeah.
And now sign the letter, I love you, and put your name.
I don't have room for that. I only wanted to take up one page.
Turn the page, and we'll take 2 to 3 minutes to write this response letter. Imagine this person saying things.
Oh, now I got to do the response letter too.
Thanking you, apologizing to you, and making promises. Dear so-and-so, putting your name down. Thank you for sharing your feelings with me. I'm sorry that.
Done.
Yours sincerely. Fuck off.
How much longer is he going to talk for? Yeah, cough, cough, cough. It's been bothering him so much, the cough in the background.
It's getting on my nerves too.
You have a right to be upset with me.
My response letter is short and to the point. Can I just read my letter now?
No, we need to let the silence make it terrible.
It's already terrible! Oh god, look at that. What a disgrace. You are dash promises.
The responses could totally be that.
Have them say things they never said. Things you needed to hear. Now it's time to begin finishing this response. Take 30 seconds and then let them sign the letter I love you and write their name.
I'm going to call one of you up here randomly to read it out in front of everybody.
Right now we're going to play a song, a sweet song, called In a Simple Way I Love You. Imagine this person you wrote the letter to singing this song to you.
No.
As you continue to feel the healing feelings come up as you let yourself
All
imagine
is love.
being completely loved,
Baby,
and
don't
accepted
hurt me.
and understood. So keep your eyes closed, hold yourself as if you're being held,
Nice.
and listen to this song, In a Simple Way I Love You.
In a simple way, I love you.
Oh, I'm so sad.
Oh, Jeff.
No, it's just
Jeff.
Why?
Why, Jeff?
Wait, Jeff, John.
Letters to Jeff.
Oh, no. Oh, okay. Oh, you should probably read now.
Dear Jeff, I'm writing this letter to share my feelings. I'm disappointed because you tried to split up obscure tape time by offering me a job that was clearly never going to pan out. I wish you were a better friend. I'm angry that you thought it was okay. I'm angry that I fell for your bullshit. I'm angry that my fucking VHS tape didn't even work. Why didn't you tell me? You knew there was going to be issues. Also, I woke up with aches and pains in my anal cavity. I swear, if you hit cocaine up there again, I'm pressing charges, jerk.
And then he said?
It's, the letter
you're
keeps
still,
going.
You're still going? Okay.
I'm also quite sad because we hired you. I've clearly made a grammar mistake here, but I'm going to read it. I'm going to do it with the grammar mistake. I'm also quite sad because we hired you have got in the way of OTT relationship. Oh, it's and you have got in the way of the OTT relationship.
Okay.
It's going to take at least 2 beers to rebuild the Bat's trust. You might never want to make another episode ever again, and it's your fault.
That's exactly
you
how
always
many
know
have
what to say. It's like you have the key to my heart and you're abusing it. I'm afraid of failure and being the Genetti. You played on my fear, you son of a bitch. I'm also afraid you're lying to me, as when I did a test, you spelled your name with a G-E for a second before quickly changing it. That's a true story, by the way. Is Jeff your real name? I just don't know what to believe anymore. It scares me, Jeff. It scares me to death. Do you want me to put... do you want to put me in an ice bath after stealing my organs or something? I'm sorry I'm so harsh on you and insult you sometimes. I know you can be mean. I know I can be mean, but I promise it's all in jest. Your hair isn't weird, and I find that thing you do with your toes cute.
And affirm this truth.
I forgive you for your spelling and grammar errors, though we do talk a lot of shit. To be honest, it must be hard to keep up. It's definitely not an easy job, and you do it well enough. And sometimes we are extremely hard on your subbing abilities. Thank you for reading my letter, you piece of shit. That and showing up to work on time. Loves and kisses from your one and only Peter D, aka definitely not the Garfunkel of obscure tape time. And the response: Dear Pete, my name is Jeff and I'm a little bitch boy.
The end.
I'm loved and supported.
I abuse your trust and all that shit, and I don't care. I'm sorry, I guess, but I'm not really, because to be honest, this job means nothing to me. I'm sorry that you care so much. LeMayo, what a wuss. Grow up, Marty. It's not all about you. Stop being a chode and get over yourself. You don't matter. I love you, but fuck off, Jeff. P.S. I'm your kid's real daddy.
Feel peace.
Sucker.
Sucker! Thank you for sharing. I like that Jeff had to type that out as well.
Suck my dick, Jeff.
You had to type that out as well.
Open your eyes. You've all worked very, very hard. And this is a time just to go and feed yourselves. Enjoy lunch. Don't worry about what's good for you. Just enjoy lunch.
Yeah! That's the last words we hear. Enjoy lunch. Don't worry about what's good for you. Just enjoy lunch.
Fuck yeah.
Ha ha! Enjoy lunch.
That tape was terrible.
It was terrible. You want to take some time out to hear mine? It's a little bit a little too hard hitting because I deliberately did it seriously to the point where I thought it would be funny.
I mean, go for it.
Yeah. Dear Mum, I am angry.
Hold on, I just want to point out that you spelled Mum the American way.
Oh yeah, I use an O because she means nothing to me. Got him. You had more trust in your crazy-ass sister than your own son. You didn't care and just moved on. I feel disappointed. My sadness flows that you didn't understand or didn't stand by me. It hurts my feelings as well as my life, my wife, and my well-being. I'm afraid that this will be permanent despite learning the truth, and that it will leave a permanent scar on my relationship with my now estranged brother. I'm sorry that oh my god, I can't read my own writing. Wasn't able to reconcile all those years ago, but I forgive you for not being perfect. Thanks, I love you.
Beautiful.
Now the response.
Let's go.
My mum says, "Dear Bat Prince," in the same voice as me as well.
Did she call you that though?
Yeah, she does. I changed it legally many years ago. I didn't. I'm gonna. I really should. Thank you for your insight into how you feel. I'm sorry that I doubted you. I was wrong to do so. I promise to try not to make things awkward when Grandma dies and we all go to the funeral. But I'm still sending your brother to the army, and I'm sorry that I hurt everybody. Love, Mum. That's what I want. I want to make it too real that it's awkward for him.
That wasn't awkward. That was just that was one of those like if I was drinking at that point, I would have to spit it out. Like that was brutal.
Yeah. That was fun. I enjoyed that.
That therapy doesn't work. I'm more mad at Jeff now than I was when we started.
Right. Are you going to go for a piss break before your next beer?
Yeah, I will.
Cool. Do you want to do it before or after this?
Just put the tape in and I'll pee.
You'll decide whether you're going to or not.
Well, I will. I think I'm going to finish the beer and then go.
Well,
but I'm going to finish the beer quickly.
This is called Quit Adverts. Lung, Artery, and Tumour.
Oh God.
No, we have to raise the feelings of the room. Got to make things happier, right?
Oh, what could be more happy? Night, Bimmy. Cheese.
Quick, just stick around for this. It's only going to take 5 minutes. It's all good. Oh dear.
Oh, it's pedal. Oh.
Does that mean it's not working?
No, it's working.
Oh, it's all good.
Oh, Bimmy's going to stick around for this.
Yeah, so you should.
Every cigarette is doing you damage. Lungs are like sponges with millions of tiny air sacs for transferring
Is this
oxygen.
one of the ones we got on the weekend?
Every breath of tobacco smoke.
This is from the station.
No wonder smokers feel short of breath. Their
There we go.
lungs are rotting.
Oh, so it's just a bunch of smoking ads.
Mm-hmm.
Every cigarette is doing you damage.
I want to watch this. I don't want to pee.
Okay. I'll just rewind it and play it over and over again until you get back.
Oh, I remember this one.
I was about to ask that, because I do.
Every cigarette is doing you damage. This is part of an aorta, the main artery.
All right.
Smoking makes
But it's part of an aorta!
fatty deposits. This much was found stuck.
Are we going to get in trouble for this? I mean, it's just ads. We used to see this on TV when we were growing up. Constantly.
Every cigarette is doing you damage.
Sorry. I should have done the
Every cigarette is doing you
gross
damage.
corner.
New research shows how tobacco smoke attacks a vital gene which protects lung cells from cancer. One damaged cell is all it takes to start lung cancer growing. Every cigarette is doing you damage.
Every cigarette is doing you damage.
Every cigarette. Are you? Oh yeah, that was it. Those 3 ads.
Hey!
Yeah, it was the cheese one, the cancer one, and the other one. Yeah. So when we went and we got all those football things, a couple of them were advert tapes. Specifically, unfortunately, we can't show a lot of them on this show because when one said amazing, I'm like, well, that must be amazing. I'll look at it. It's the song. You were amazing. Yeah, and the Shazam one was Spider Bait. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of them that are ads for football that have.
I've got a couple of those. Yeah.
Yeah, and like we can't show those, right? Like copyright songs and shit.
We can.
But you'll get kicked off Twitch. I don't know what it is. Oh, well, then we can.
Fine.
It's all good.
Show
them. All right. Well, we'll do a day where we watch all of them. All right. Y'all saw the disgusting ad break.
Yeah, I record it to my PC though, so I can just upload it straight from there.
What are you doing?
Josh said that will be muted on the replay.
Oh yeah.
I record it to the PC. And
as long as, but yeah,
correct.
so they'll still.
I'm actually going to edit this episode and take out the technical difficulties because we didn't have any banter during it. It was just me being like, "What the fuck?"
Being angry, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So yeah, the YouTube will have the full play. The Twitch Live will be fine. But who cares? Who actually watches Twitch replays? Do you watch Twitch replays?
I have a few, but no, I don't.
Yeah. I prefer to just jump over to YouTube. It's fine. Anyway, the second full tape that we'll be watching, and I also need to run to pee, so I don't know whether you want to pause this or just let it run out, because it's a half-hour tape. We're at 1 hour, 1 o'clock.
We've been live about almost 2 hours.
But half an hour of that was buggerizing around,
Yeah,
so the tape will make up for that. I mean, people are still watching, it's all good.
Yeah, chuck the tape in, let's go.
Next tape is, there's this guy called John Gray, who does
Who's John
seminars.
Gray? Have we seen him before?
So instead of crying and
he's going to draw a cock this time.
He's drawing a cock this one, yeah.
Oh, that cheeky bugger!
Yeah.
Lured us into a false sense of security. Now he's going to slip us the meat. He's going to slip us the man meat.
I don't want to risk my $2.50
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Things disconnecting and reconnecting, so I'll take it off as I go. Pop me one of those black beans.
Okay.
Do it.
Where's my bottle
You
opener?
don't have the thing?
I can't remember where I put my bottle opener.
Oh, hold on.
That's fine. I'll get one. You go pee. The wrestling episode was a while ago. Feels bad, man. This one had nothing, like the last one had nothing to do with the actual...
Learn the biggest mistakes men make and the biggest mistakes women make. Men will understand how they invalidate
the whole
women,
men are from
and
Mars
women will understand
bullshit.
how they make men feel incompetent.
20 years ago, the only way to get sex was to get married. So you would accept anybody.
Bullshit.
That sounds like a joke, but that's real. When suddenly you can have sex without getting married, you start getting real picky. So hey, let me wait a while until I find the perfect person here for me. And you start looking. Now, the flip side of that is women. Women can go out and make money now. They can go out and have their own jobs. En masse, they're in the workforce. They don't need a man to pay the rent as much as they did before.
Talking about stuff already.
So they can wait too.
Yeah, I know.
They
I'm
can
gonna
wait
put
and
my
pick and
pants back
choose
on
what I
before I
want.
walk in front of
Let
the
me see if I
camera.
get everything I can get. Okay. And it makes relationships a lot more difficult. But the good news of this is
There's good news?
we're certainly not going to be able to turn back the clock. But in going ahead, is that these new expectations, new desires can actually make relationships much, much better.
Oh.
All we have to do is learn how to fulfill those expectations, and there
All
are
you have
new
to do is save
techniques
us
for
money.
doing it.
All he has to do is save us money.
Just from this book, Men Are From Mars, we got over 15,000 calls from people saying it saved their marriages. That means there's a problem, and the big problem.
So they all came to hear him talk about
they didn't understand
the thing he already
differences.
bought.
I remember one woman said, "We've lived together for 30 years, and we just want to
That's
throw in the towel. We just realized we're too different."
My shit right here.
And then she went, "Oh, these differences are normal. You mean you have them too? Everybody else has them. There's nothing wrong with me. Nothing wrong with you.
Oh, it's
You mean I don't
tasty
have to try to
too.
change
There's one problem with the pub down the
She says,
road.
"Good,
They
because
don't have any
we
stout.
tried to change them, didn't work."
Yeah.
And that's another very important skill, women, is to remember. Any attempt to directly
nice.
change a man will cause him to become even more stubborn. Okay? Particularly in his behavior.
He plays on
Try to get him to change his
stereotypes
behavior,
so
resist. Now,
hard.
there are ways to
That's
get
what
more.
mainly
And there are ways
most
to
of
actually
his
change him. But we'll get to that
things
later.
I agree. That is a sin
Only with his
surreal.
permission. Only when he wants to do it. But just as men
He
become
got
very
the
rigid around
dark
behavior
stuff.
changes, trying to get him to change and do different things, improve the way he dresses.
It's fine though, because I'm just
improve the way he
happy to
spends
have a
money,
pub
improve
there.
the way he keeps
There might be
records,
there might
improve the way
be
he
Guinness on
washes
tap in the
dishes, whatever.
We should go check
Seems
the
like we
other
want to
half.
improve
Yeah,
everything
I'd
about
like to
us.
squeeze.
Are we doing that today?
Resist
Walking
it.
down
I mean, I
and
don't
getting
have any
drunk?
money.
Oh, neither do I.
Because on
Damn it.
Mars, the formula is don't
Maybe next
fix
time.
it unless it's broken. So anything you do to improve the relationship,
Someone
we take as an
donate
insult.
$30.
What's the scariest thing
It won't go through to you.
Yes, it will.
Oh, to
Spirits of
PayPal.
life.
Yeah, if they click the donate button
It says to
underneath,
him, "Honey,
then we will go get a beer after
we
the
need to
episode,
talk."
and I'll stream it from my phone.
That'd be fun.
Not that. No.
I mean, we've already got beers here. We don't
What do we have to
need
talk
it.
about?
No, I'm not saying do it. I'm saying
At this point,
probably
hoping it's
don't.
the weather.
Yeah, don't. We're fine.
She goes,
That was a
"You
joke.
know." No, I don't know. What is it? The relationship. Women want to talk about the relationship. And it's so
God, I can't
hard
wait
for
till we do
men
a
because
live show
anything
one
you
day.
want to, why do you want to talk about the relationship? To clear up
It's gonna be
things, to
just
make
as
it
bad as
better,
him.
Make everything more wonderful.
It's gonna no because we're
Women
gonna
know
have
relationship has to get
interesting
better and
things to
better, otherwise it
watch
starts
in the
getting worse and
meantime.
worse. So they're always working to make it better and better. Just like a man
And a
knows
beer
in
sculling
the Martian
competition at
world,
some
the
point.
workforce,
We'll
you
get
always
people
gotta
out of the crowd and
keep
make 'em
producing a
drink
better
skull beers
product,
for us.
become more
But not me.
efficient, be more effective.
Why would I make you
Stay
drink a
up
beer?
to date,
That's
otherwise your
unfair.
company's gonna die. So men are always into
Good.
improving their business.
We have to go through the crowd and each pick
Then they come
someone.
home and get
Alright.
upset when their wives want to improve the relationship. But see, on
So, do you want a free
Venus,
beer?
relationships are what's important. It's the basis of everything, along with tofu.
Ah!
Cooking, nurturing, family, counseling. This is all reality for them. This is very important stuff. So you get the Martians, Venusians.
Apparently they
together,
do
they're a perfect
poots,
match. They
which is
complement each
insane.
other. And they had wonderful
He's
relationships
insane.
because they
This
understood
fucking
the
guy.
differences were there. When the Martian
This
would go to his
fucking
cave,
guy.
the Venusian would knock on the door. He'd say, "Oh, can't you read the sign here?" And she goes, "No." "What does that mean?" He said, "Well, it means if you come in, you're going to get the dragon. If you never come in, you'll never see the dragon." "What's the dragon?" "That's when I get angry and upset." She goes, "Oh, so I just don't come in?" He says, "Yeah." She goes, "Oh, but that would be terrible of me to leave you when you need me most. Oh, can I sit by the door?" He says, "No, what I'd like you to do is do something that makes you happy, that has nothing directly to do with me. And the best thing you can do is go out and spend my money and then come back home and show me what you bought, and then I'll feel like, hey, I spent the whole day in the cave and she's happy because of me." See, that's accomplishing two birds with one stone. I got my space and she's happy. Okay?
I don't know
That's
what the fuck he's
secret,
on about
is her
anymore.
doing something that makes her happy.
You're saying women
It's the
like
most
shopping and
delicious
men
thing,
like
makes the
being
most
in the
happy, so
garage,
shopping. Second
making
to talking,
things.
it's
They like
shopping.
being in the shed.
I like both.
Hey, you don't believe me? Go into the shopping malls. It's the women. They invade the place. They're there. And you can see the way men and women shop differently. I go with my wife sometimes to shop as a great favor to her. Because it wears me out. I mean,
Moral
I'm
of
so
the story,
exhausted after
don't
30
marry a
minutes of shopping with
dragon.
her.
Jesus.
Because she doesn't shop like a guy. A guy goes on a hunt. Okay? He's got a goal in mind. He knows where he's going. He wants to get
No,
there
I
as
like
fast as he can
browsing.
to get home.
I actually noticed that with you guys. You guys
He
went
goes to the
straight to where you
pants
thought
store.
VHS
He
were,
goes
and
to
I
the
was like,
pants.
ooh, what's this? It's
Kills
pretty
it,
and shiny.
brings it home.
I was
okay?
already tired when I woke up. I
I
didn't
got my
care.
pants.
Yeah, I
He's
get it.
victorious. He
Tapes,
feels
so.
good. He achieved his
And pizza.
goal. He got out there at a certain.
Did you
I
get
did it in
your pizza?
15 minutes.
Oh,
How
yeah.
about
It was
that? You know,
good.
I was like, accomplishment, achievement.
It had
These are all
capsicum
Martian
and
things.
onion and
I go shopping with my wife.
mushrooms.
She's in no hurry.
It was good.
She can go shopping for hours and buy nothing and come home happy. Because now she can go back and shop some more.
So is this a seminar
go
or
with
some
her.
like
She- and then she'll try
racisty,
various
sexisty
outfits.
stand-up
She'll put one
comedian?
outfit on. She says to me,
Yes.
How does
I
this
feel
look?
like
And I'm
this
sitting
is
over in the chair,
worse
exhausted
than the
now.
other two videos so far.
And of course, now in the stores,
No,
they
the
have
second
his
one was
chair.
bad.
Some stores actually
I
say
know, it's
The first one was
chair
really
for
long
him to
from
sit.
memory, wasn't it?
Because
It was
all of his
in
energy is just coming out of his
50,
legs.
60
It's like,
minutes, yeah.
oh, how much longer? It seems
The
like there's no
longest one is
end
the
to it
worst
because there's
one.
no
This guy's
specific
voice.
goal, end, come home.
Grating.
She's happy and thriving.
Marry a
So
dragon.
she's putting
Right,
this
there you go.
outfit,
Marry a
looking in the
dragon.
mirrors, and I go, she's liking
Well,
it. I go,
if you're a woman and like shopping,
well, I like this.
so in
I
other words,
like
if you're
it
a
too.
woman,
She's
right,
like,
according to
"Look
this
at me."
guy,
Looks great, honey. She's like, yeah, it looks
marry a
great.
dragon,
I'm not sure.
build him a shed, or have him build a shed because you
Fit.
know
She's
he's a
taking it
man.
off now. Put on
the
another
dragon man.
outfit. And then another outfit. She goes, is this me? Is this me? I think it's me. No, it's not me. And she'd take it off. Doesn't buy anything. I'm defeated. All that time, it means we have to go again to do it.
Stop talking.
It's just a difference in style. It's difference in priorities.
We're 7
I mean,
minutes
one of
in.
the big things was understanding dress. It's just the Venusian dress code. They put a lot of work and energy into
Stop saying
presentation.
Venusian and Martian.
See, men just get
like
ready.
it's a real thing.
Okay, women prepare to get ready. Okay,
This is the first
they
time I think
do this
it actually
whole
has come up
preparation thing. I mean,
in that
think
This
way.
about
must
how
be
many
one of
choices
those.
they have to
Like,
make. For guys,
like the
got pants
first of
and a
the
shirt. If
series
it's a little bit
where
more
it was like
fancy,
a
a tie
really
and a jacket.
older
That's
of
it.
these seminars.
For women, it's like a skirt.
No, because
Is it
he's older
knee-length?
here
Is it
Oh.
shorter?
than the last
Is it
one.
longer? Is
Maybe
it
he's
all
just
the way
trying to
down?
capitalize on
What does
something
it
that's
have at
already
the
fizzled
bottom?
out then.
Does it match this? The
Reignite
earrings
the
have to
fire,
go with the
so to
shoes, have to
speak.
go with the belt, have to go with the top. Is it going to be all one piece? Is it a skirt and a belt?
No, now's when
What
it's probably
purse is
like
she gonna
later
wear
on when
with
he's
it? Is it
fully
this
well
kind of
known
purse
for
or
that
kind of
book.
purse? It's like a
And so now he has to
huge
work it into
process. Now, who's
everything.
going to be there? What kind of event is it? I mean, they put a lot of work into getting ready. The amount of man hours or woman hours that went into getting the women ready tonight is about 1,000 times more than what went into getting the guys ready. You can look at the Academy Awards, and what do you see? You see a sea of color on a background of black and white, black tuxedos. All the guys got their standard outfit they put on every year, okay? They don't have to think. They don't have to do anything extra. Just put on that outfit. Takes them the same amount of time to get ready. The women have been planning for months what
You
they're
know when
gonna
else
wear,
they
and may
put
just wear
that
it
outfit
once.
on?
That's it. Never again.
When their team
Okay?
gets
They
to the
wanna make
nationals.
Their statement. They want to express their feelings.
Yeah.
I know for me, I mean, this carries even into the bedroom. I remember one time I was in bed with my wife, and I was going to make love with her, and I was touching her and making some moves and kissing her a little bit, and she went, wait a second. I said, why? She says, I want to change. It was so sweet. It was so female. And she's getting up to go change. I said, honey, why are you going to change? I'm just going to take it off. It's got to be the right outfit to come off, okay? It was just, it wanted to express her mood. You see, expression of feeling is so very important, and dress is one way to do it, okay? So we were very
I made
happy
that
together.
already,
When there were problems,
but yes.
we went to the counselors, and the counselors were really just a book. The book was the translation.
Yeah, my
When
answer
Venusian
to
says
that
this,
question
what
was
she means
yes.
is this. When a Martian says
Yeah,
this, what
I
he means
have.
is this. The Martians
If
go
I
to
went
the
to a
cave,
stand-up
Venusians learn to
routine,
get
it'd be
in
like
space.
this.
They go,
I'd
okay,
probably
this time
walk
just be
out.
real Venusian, do anything that makes me
I'd
happy.
walk to
Don't
the
have
bar.
feel guilty.
To
Don't
the
have to
bar?
feel responsible
Alright,
for
I'd
it.
stay.
He'll be out later. And when he comes out later, he'll have nothing to say.
I don't think I've ever
Now,
been
that
to a
was a
stand-up
very
comedy
important thing for
show
women
that
to
didn't
learn.
have a bar.
Because if a woman stops
Yeah.
talking for hours or days, she's got a lot to say.
Ooh, you better not say that. You better not say that.
Oh boy! Oh boy! She gripped
You don't
his
think
shoulder there.
that, do you, honey?
Gave him the squeeze. The.
I
You better
told you
fucking
to.
not.
I told you to wear your pink shirt so that I
So they
could
are so
show
happy they're
that
in
you're
love.
mine.
They learned what they needed before.
Stop.
One thing they forgot. They forgot that they were from different planets. As soon as they forgot that they were from different planets, that's where the problems started setting in. That's where the
I
men,
see.
the Martians, started trying to
Sweet
fix
Jesus.
the Venusians. When they would talk and share and express and get upset about things, we thought that you were broken and we needed to fix you. And since that point, women have resisted men. It's the most difficult thing, men, to ever try to accomplish is to change a woman's feelings. Don't even give it a thought, okay? Of course, when they have these feelings that come up that aren't congruent with ours, we go, oh, I'll fix that. I'll explain to her why she shouldn't feel that way. And
Called
that
mansplaining.
just makes them sit into those feelings. I'm not budging for these feelings till you get why I feel this way.
I
The same
like
way
that
women
you
stay
just
stuck in their feelings
mansplained
if you try to change them.
mansplaining.
Men stay stuck in their behavior styles. See, they will not change anything about themselves. I am the way I am.
Nice.
Nobody's
Kiss
gonna
my
change me.
ass.
What you see is what you get. Okay? It's a very Martian kind of statement. That guy will change overnight if he starts getting what he needs most, which is acceptance. Let him get messages.
Sex,
accept.
Yeah, he's like sex. No, not sex. Acceptance
He will start
of
giving
sex.
more to you.
Sex.
That's the secret. And what he needs, he wants to give more back. 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 So, we came
What?
here. We
What's
thought
that?
They were different. Martians tried to fix the Venusians.
Banana?
What did the Venusians do?
Rocket ship.
They saw these Martians and they thought, these guys.
We
are
missed
serious.
something.
Pre-draw the cock.
He pre-drew a cock.
they
He was
found their
proud of
campaign to
himself.
improve
That might be in a different one. Maybe there's like
There's another one out there where he draws the cock in the same seminar, but on a different tape. Yeah, it's just
And then suddenly, she opens up.
should be more accommodating.
She thinks, how can I improve him? He becomes the target of all her suggestions. And of course, to a man, that is the worst thing you can do. To communicate to him that he needs to
Or maybe it's a thumb.
He gets the message that he's not loved and he's not enough. What's the biggest mistake we men make? We try to fix women. Women get upset, we're going to
Maybe
fix
it's
you.
a
You've already said that.
In a relationship,
You're literally
is men
just
become
saying the
Mr.
same
Fix-It at the
shit
wrong
over and
time.
over again.
It's okay to fix the plumbing, to fix the fence, to
Oops,
solve
wrong
this.
button.
That makes us very attractive to women. Women love it. Guy, Mr.
They love
Handyman, Mr. Maintenance Man, Mr. Fix-It, Mr. Do this, do that. Because the thing about it is we love doing it. We love solving problems. And women go, this is great. He's doing it for me, and he loves doing it just so he loves to do it as well. Okay, it's like an extra bonus.
Yeah, that's
You
what I
don't owe
said.
him
I thought it
anything
was
if he
banana.
fixes the fence. Yep, I fixed that fence. You like it? All you have to say is, oh, it's beautiful, honey. He goes, yep.
I love
what
how
else
no
do I
one's
fix?
commented on the height
Okay.
difference.
Your
Huh?
love is payment
No
enough.
one's
He
commented
just
on the
wants to
height
do
difference?
things,
Nobody
accomplish
cares.
things,
No one noticed.
and that motivates him in the
That's
relationship.
fine, obviously.
The problem comes
We just
up
know that
if
the
Mr.
bat is
Fix-It
shot.
puts on his hat when the woman needs to talk.
I tell you why, if
When a
anyone
woman needs to
cares,
talk,
but
what
they
men
don't.
don't know is that the one problem that needs to be solved.
Genetics.
That's right.
She needs someone to
Genetics.
listen.
So I'm
She
on a
needs someone
phone
to be
now.
empathy. Men haven't learned how to do that.
In my
Because on
defense,
Mars,
I warned you pretty early.
If it was a friend of
And I
ours, and
deliberately
they're
wanted
upset,
to
the
bring
way
the
of
fold
loving
out to
him
at
or
least the
supporting
first
him
episode.
was to minimize the
Maybe
problem.
the
I'm sure
third,
you
who
can handle it.
knows?
Hey, you'll handle it. Hey, so what? Fire the guy. No big deal. They minimize. That's our way of being supportive. It's kind of like brush it off, like no big deal. He's so together, he can handle it. If we try to do that with women, it's
I
the
could go
very
worse
worst
next
thing.
week.
So here's
I've
some
got a
Mr. Fix-It
beanbag
type
at home.
phrases that we use, which
Hold on,
would
he's
work
about to
on
say something
Mars.
sexist here.
Let's say a Martian's talking to another Martian.
Again?
He's using all these words. I think, hey, don't bother with all the words. Get to the point. Just give me the bottom line. The Martian goes, yeah, I don't want to waste time on all the words either. Here's the bottom line. We take it as a compliment. Let's get right to the bottom line. Don't waste time talking. Try saying that to a woman. So what's the point?
It's representative of him.
She has to start all over and begin, okay? Or she's sharing things to create closeness or whatever. He goes, honey, we've had this conversation before. I've heard it all. Oh, bad news, pal. Or let's say she's hurt.
Look,
feelings
just
are hurt.
settle down.
The biggest mistake we men make, and we don't even realize how
you tried just
devastating
not being
it is.
angry
We
at me?
don't. It's just we're unconscious of it.
Are you sure you're not
She's
just
hurt. She doesn't feel
PMSing?
hurt. He goes, no, you shouldn't feel hurt. Oh, worst thing you can do is like taking a knife and sticking it into the wound.
Women, am I
And
right?
then we say, no, you shouldn't feel
Zing.
hurt. That's not what I said. Or that's not
Take
what
my
I
wife,
meant.
for example.
Or
No,
let me
really,
tell you
No, really,
reasons
take
why
my
I had to do what I did. She don't want to hear all that. What she wants to hear is, oh, that hurt.
That's so bad.
They be talking, they be shopping, they be
Just feel
changing
awful
their
with her.
clothes.
Ugh.
See, men always want to fix
Women.
it. They want to, how can
Yeah.
I take us out of the pain? Women don't want you to take them out
Every
of the pain.
time
They want
I
you to
take a
join
bath
them
in my own
together in
filth,
the
she's like,
pain.
wash
We'll
your
share
hair, and
this
I'm like, I
moment,
washed
this
it last
experience
month.
together. Or another phrase we'll do, and again, we think we're helping. We'll say, honey, so I understand you feel this and this and this. We'll do some advanced relationship skills that we read in some book, active listening.
So
I
talk
understand
down
you
to
feel
her.
this way and this
Condescend.
way.
Is that what you're
Then we
saying?
ruin it all.
And they vote.
And they vote.
But
Come on,
don't you
I think-
kinda
have we
think
gone
we
too
make a
far?
big deal
Yeah.
out of this?
These comments are not the actual
not
views
that
of our own
important.
mind. We're just being drunk and making fun of this guy being sexist.
Big trouble, pal, big trouble.
Is that
Now,
enough
I've
to
been
be
teaching
said?
this about 12 years now.
If
and I
if someone
still
watched
make
this and did
mistakes.
not
It's
think
very
we were being
important to know that
sarcastic, I would worry for
hearing this
them.
the first time doesn't mean you
Yeah,
learned
that's
it.
the thing, though.
In
A lot of
education
like
theory, it's very clear
journalists
that to
don't
learn
understand
something
sarcasm.
There's a lot of journalists watching
takes
our show.
100 times.
One day they'll go
Journalists
back
aren't
through our
You
stuff.
know what?
When
I
we're
do game
famous.
reviews. Maybe I should
Again and again.
cancel us.
You don't just get it. Particularly if you're going to learn something about Venusians, man, it's going to be a while before you get it, before it becomes second nature. And for women, if you're going to learn something about men, you'll tend to forget. You'll be out of the cave so many
Stop!
times.
No,
Second will
no,
come out, you
didn't
get out of the
happen.
cave,
Context!
you go,
Fake news.
Oh, yeah, I made that mistake. I knocked on the cave door. I'm supposed to just leave him alone for a while until he shows signs of life. Okay? Once he starts moving in your direction or sees you, that means he's out of the cave. Okay? Now that I understand, it's
You know,
hard for them to know when we're in or out of
we
the
both
cave.
have the same
I make
cave
clear delineations of it.
What do you
When
mean?
I'm out of the
I mean,
cave, I always go
the hour
and find my
space thing
wife.
that he's talking
And I
about,
touch her.
our
That's the
space
signal.
cave thing,
That says
is
I'm
in the
in a
lounge room for both of
Mine's
us.
at the pub.
Well,
And then
aside,
one gets to do that. I
okay,
understand,
but like
okay? Because
this
generally-
sort of
When I want to
setup.
get away, I'll go to the pub and I'll just play on my phone.
Okay, that's
Have a
the
beer.
getaway.
I've
But
done like 4 times in the last week.
okay, so you do have a cave, and it's not this where you feel comfortable. My cave is the lounge room. I keep it open because I don't really
She starts getting really
get
angry inside.
that.
Well, it's not really a cave then, is it? Because it's not really a private space.
I
Like,
don't
it's
have a private space because I
it's
don't
not a
feel the
cave
need.
then, because
That's what I'm saying. I
men are
don't
not
have the
from
need.
Mars, contrary to popular belief. Women,
Turns
in
out that
fact,
this
did not come
particular
from
guy
Venus.
might have come from Venus.
Instead, you do the
This
opposite.
particular guy comes from another fucking galaxy. He's just...
You go touch
This
her.
guy. Yeah.
Hi, honey.
Don't touch her.
And you can. I always feel the temperature by the touch. If she's really angry.
Subtitle
she
said
goes,
stop context, fake news. Thanks,
Like that.
Jeff, you cunt.
And I don't get all offended by it.
Oi.
Now I understand. No, this is the
PG.
test. This is very important.
Jesus.
These are all into testing.
Christ.
Okay. She's testing to see if I can hear what she has to say. So
Someone
she just
turn
lets
his
her
mic
reaction
off.
come up. She goes, gives me this look. And I stand there like, of course she's going to give me a light. She's upset.
Piddly little
Let's
voice.
find out what she's upset about. So I just
What a
stand there.
con
Don't say
man.
anything. Just stand there. Now most guys, when you touch, you
I thought you were
"I was just trying
responding
be
to someone in
helpful,
chat
forget
when you
that.
said
Yeah,
piddly little voice. No, that's something you've believed in the deep heart of your hearts from editing that first thing that you showed, right? He's got a
I
little,
didn't edit, Jeff did!
he's got a little,
I did nothing!
he's got a
It was
little
all Jeff.
10-year-old
Doesn't say
voice. He
anything.
does.
I'm
He
telling
does
you,
though.
there's
He's got a
always
little
go through
10-year-old
massive
voice.
change.
I kind of expect
A
him to
9-year-old's
be
crying to his dad about not getting a go-kart voice?
like that's why it works
All you
so
have to do is
well.
respect her feelings.
Like he
Show
does
interest
sound
in
like
her
that. He
feelings.
sounds like he's
Ask
about
her
to ask me for 20
Draw
cents so
her
he can
out.
go down and get a couple of mixed lolly
Men don't
milk
want to be
bottles.
drawn out. Women do.
He has
Our
shit
nature
taste
is
if
to
he only
not
wants
draw
the milk
somebody out 'cause
bottles.
We don't want to be drawn out.
Yeah,
So what
you
we
want the
have to do
strawberries
is
and
change
cream.
things around inside
There's
and go, "Oh,
so
okay,
many
I'm
different
supposed to go
options.
over and notice her
Get a
now.
mix,
Get her to
dude.
talk."
20 cents, just
And then
get
when she
5
starts
cents and
talking,
4
what
different
she talking
candies.
about?
Back in the day, right? 20 cents could have got us a
Not
whole
more
fucking bag
problems.
full.
She's got a
Back
list
in
of
the
20
day.
problems
Back in the
she's been
day.
storing up.
I don't
So
mean
she
to be
talked
that
about
old guy, but it was true, right?
it. So here they do. Here they come.
Well, I remember, like, when I was a little kid, I found $2 on the ground, and I came home with a big, huge bag of candy.
Yeah.
Because it was so much, and my
By
mum
the
made me
third
share
problem,
it
the
'cause it was
guy's
too much.
exhausted.
Too
He
much.
goes, oh no.
Did it
That's
have
my
black
candy.
cats?
Things. I'm already tired. Because
No.
he thinks he's supposed to solve the
I
problem.
love black cats.
In addition
I
to
do
thinking
now.
he's supposed to solve the problem, he's feeling defeated. Because men are so goal-oriented.
You
The
see,
more they
at least
love
with the
Men are
last
goal
video,
orientated? Well,
You're
then I
happy.
fucking missed that
So
memo.
if you talk
something
about a
was
problem,
doing something.
then that's one
got
failure
a
on
goal.
his list. Talk about another
Get-
problem. Oh, and something else.
get
that she's
the
not
show
happy
up and
about.
running.
That's something else she's not happy about.
That's not
He
a
ends up
goal,
feeling
that's
defeated.
a-
Get to
Eventually.
20 problems. The guy's in the worst
That's
mood
a
of his
goal.
life. I remember once doing
Yeah,
this. I was
people are
practicing
goal-orientated,
listening because I understood
or
when
they're
people
depressed.
Talk and they share, they feel better.
I fall into the latter
So I'm sitting there
category.
listening to my wife go through.
This
10,
is
15
another one of
problems
those
about her
tapes
life,
of
which
his where we're
includes
just
me.
going to complain about him being sexist,
You
but
know,
we
she'd
should have
say
known that
things
from the
like,
fucking title.
Oh, the house is always such a mess. Nobody ever helps
Yeah,
me
but,
clean it
I
up.
mean,
I do
it's
everything
not like we're wrong
myself.
to criticize him.
Absolutely not.
You do everything yourself. I keep quiet, keep it zipped. I listen some more.
Yeah, keep it
She
zipped.
says, oh, the kids just aren't like they used to be. They're much harder to deal with now. I don't know what's going on, but it's something.
Oh,
Life is
because
just
of that
so much
thing.
stressed. She's
That
saying
is the worst
making
drawing
me
of a
feel
penis I've
stressed.
ever
She's saying,
seen.
since we moved into this house,
So,
life isn't
yeah.
better. Now
No,
it's
no, we're doing
worse
it
because
right.
we did
Right.
this. You know,
That
my house
thing.
cost. So I'm like taking all this stuff personally. Like, why is she so
Cock.
upset about this? And
Cock.
she goes on. She says, "Oh, I was late on the checkbook.
I like how his
made
picture he
one
didn't
check go
shave.
over. We just got to notice a check.
It was the 80s, man! It was a different time, dude.
Reservation
Nothing to do
about
about
pointing out she
time.
bounced the check.
Stuff gets stuck in there
It's
like,
like somehow
crumbs.
obviously not her fault
Get rid of
because
it.
there's so much going on in her life. You know, when I bounce a check, I don't want anybody to know about it. She broadcast to everybody, and I bounced 2 checks. I've got so much going
I
on
imagine
in my
that's
life.
what
I
it's
got
meant to
this
be.
going
I think
on,
it's
this
from
going on.
Top View.
So she's going
And
down
there's
the
some
whole
big
list of
old
problems,
nuts.
and, you know, and a few more. And you were gone the other day, and then this happened. And I didn't know what to do, and I called so-and-so. It was the wrong time to call them. Now I'm thinking, is she blaming me for being gone? But I was working. We got to make some money.
Can you
around
put
here.
down
We-
that texter if you're not
So I'm
going to
getting
use
all
it?
frustrated, but trying to be a good listener, zipping it up. Because if I say
just
keep holding
just
it.
makes it worse.
No,
If I
put
say
down
any
the
of that
mark.
stuff,
One
everybody
phallic
will argue.
item in
So I
his
keep
hand
it
is not
zipped.
enough. He needs
So
one
15
He
in
needs-
problems
each.
down the line,
he needs
my
one in
posture
each hand.
way
Yeah,
down
he's all
like
about
this.
that.
I'm just feeling like awful. I'm feeling like gosh, you know, I thought I was doing well in this relationship. I got the most unhappy
We
woman
already
in the
did
world.
that.
I am a failure.
Again. Stop going
Well,
AFK.
at that time, she was
It just
done.
means that our jokes were
She
the
looked at me
obvious
and she says,
ones.
"Oh,
I
you
know.
look terrible."
We did not tread new ground on this one.
No.
You look the way I felt.
Every time we watch one of these
That
videos,
was a
which will
very
be another
important
couple of
comment.
times before the end of
I
the
looked the way
year,
you
I
felt.
suppose.
I mean, you don't
We need to
feel
get
that
these
way
out of the
anymore.
way.
No,
She goes, "No,
we're
I
not
feel
going to
much
tread
better.
any
That was
new
a great
ground.
conversation.
I can't wait till I never have to watch this asshole ever again.
But she did feel better. I went, "You mean you really feel better now?"
I'll
She
look
goes,
for some more.
"Yeah." Even though all those problems still exist, she goes, "Yeah, I've forgotten them now. I feel good. You know, we can have a good time tonight."
Hopefully
No.
there's all
Time
of them.
tonight, I feel like, ugh. But it was amazing when she told me she felt
Does he ever
better,
go over and start
suddenly
talking
I
about
had
the penis, or is
succeeded
it just there?
in making the woman
I didn't
care
watch
most
it
about
properly.
happy, and suddenly I
Okay.
came back to
So
feeling
there's
great.
just
I never watch these properly when I
fucking
back them
diagram
up.
of a
And
cock.
that's
I
what
just
women
back
today
them
don't
up. I
understand.
mean, if you want to
Is a guy
scrub
can
through and
listen for a while,
see to the
she will
end, you
appreciate
can
it
because it's
greatly,
up
but
on
never
your
tell the
YouTube
guy.
already. But
He doesn't know that we've just achieved and accomplished something. See, men need definite reward. Okay, like I worked all these hours, I got paid. They go, okay, that was worth it. Okay? So if he listens to you for a while, he needs that check. It's like a payment. And what's the payment? It's just simply, oh, I feel so much better now. He goes, you do? Yeah.
Now you've got
I just
two
need
in
to
one
talk
hand.
about it." He goes, you did? You mean this really worked? She goes, yeah, I felt much better. That's the second time. Now, 200 times of that experience.
is
you
this
won't
still
need
talking about
feedback.
that clitoris thing?
It takes 200
It might
times
be.
getting the message that this really worked, that you're very appreciative of it, then a guy learns to do it. Men will learn
Is
to
he
do
just
that
trying
which-
to get,
that which
like,
works.
to talk about what would
We have
stroke
to see that
his
it works.
ego?
And most of the time when
Yeah.
women talk and
Is
we
he just
listen,
saying,
we don't
like,
say anything,
it would,
she
I
just
would
keeps
really like
bringing
if my
up
id.
wife
problems.
appreciated me more.
Sometimes
basically
more
talking
upsetting
about his
problems.
id.
So we think this is
Right?
not working. She's just going to dig herself into a bottomless pit and never be happy. So we need clear, tangible evidence that this is working, that it actually makes you feel better. And if you're in a relationship where your husband can't hear but one or two problems, then start there. Just say, oh, honey, I'm in a bad mood today. Would you just listen to me? He goes, no, not that. And you can sense he's saying that. But you go, it will just take about 5 minutes. Oh, okay, 5 minutes, I could deal with that. There's closure at the end. I mean, there's something definite. See, men panic when the problems start happening.
It's
'cause
not
women
gonna
start
be
talking in
5 minutes
circles. So
though,
they keep
is
going
it?
around,
No,
and
it's
they
gonna
keep
be
going
over
around.
here because she's a woman and she just keeps talking.
Going and
No,
going.
can't stop
Just take about
it.
5 minutes. Okay.
Get out of my
And
house.
he's straining. He can't stand it. And what you say to him is, would this be a good time? In his guts, the reaction is, no time is a good time to listen. But you overlook that. You just go, that's his guts. In his heart and his mind, he is willing, at least for 5 minutes. He needs a little training here. So you talk for 5 minutes.
You know what
begin
I'm
talk
willing
about
to do
problems
for
that
5
definitely don't
minutes?
have direct bearing on him. Although to some extent everything has
I
direct
don't
bearing
have
on
5 fucking
on
minutes,
him.
Denny.
But you just try it with other people, whatever. And you talk, and he'll
Where's my
interrupt you as
money?
he usually does, give you solutions. You'll complain about your job. He'll say, quit that stupid job. And you go, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, right now I just need to talk about it and I'll feel much better. And he goes, oh yeah, that's right. I'm not supposed to be offering solutions. Give him that feedback. Give him the job description every time of what he needs, and he can do it. That's all he needs is to know what's required of him and know that he'll get rewarded, meaning that it will work. Men just don't do things if they don't think it's going to work. He thinks it's completely useless to sit here and listen to problems because if men just sat
Jeff doesn't
around
pay
and
us
just
shit.
talked about problems and nobody was to offer solutions, they would be so depressed.
I don't
They go
get
home,
paid
"I'm so
for anything.
incompetent, I've got all these problems, and so are all my friends. They're wimps.
Everything
Yeah,
that I
whatever."
enjoy doing is
Whereas
just
women, what do they
a
do? When I first started
plug
studying
hole.
the differences between men
money
and women,
sink.
it was going to the Good Earth Cafe,
That
Marina.
one.
And there they had those circular tables. And I'd sit listening in to the women talk. The Venusians would all form these little circles. They didn't think any men were listening, so they came in pure Venusian style. And what was that? They all took
You
turns
can't blame
talking
the
about
Venusians.
problems.
They have to deal with all
They
those
never
like
stopped to
singing
solve them.
mermaid
They
ladies
never
and
offered
those jumping
solutions. They never took
dinosaurs and
responsibility
shit.
for their part. They just talked about problems.
Rough times for them.
I wasn't
Hmm.
even married to any of them, and I was going nuts, okay? I mean, it's like, you know,
Don't leave the
how can you
robot
say that?
behind.
Well, what are you going to do about that? You're just going to let that happen? You're going to stay with that guy? I mean, don't you see how you caused that? You know, none of that. They just like going around.
Andrew,
And
you
then
want to
you
pay
saw
us for
another
something?
aspect
You
of
just
Venusian
tell us what to do and we'll jump.
Is
We'll
that
say,
generally they
how
all
the
talk except
hell
for
How
high?
They wouldn't leave till they
How
got
high,
that
how
one person
far?
to talk. they'd also like focus.
Do I have to wear pants?
In fact, the last couple of weeks while Pete hasn't had proper internet and stuff, he's just been like, tell me to do something. I want to do something. Tell me to do something. I'm like, I don't know.
See, on Mars, if it's something really important, you interrupt
Jeff
everybody
told
and
me
tell
to do
them.
something.
If I have
Yeah.
something to say, I find
I
my
also
wife and
told
tell
you
her.
to do something.
I'll interrupt
did.
anything if
Yeah.
it's important.
That's next
It's
week,
really
right?
important with her.
It's your choice next week, so yeah.
Yeah, I
For
want
me to
that.
ask, how was that medical appointment you went to today? How did the meeting go with the teacher? Whatever it was something important. She wants me to ask her about it. And she's not going to tell me until I ask. So when they don't want to talk much, then you know something big is brewing in there. And you better start thinking, what was I supposed to know? Okay, what was I supposed to remember here?
Yeah, that was
That's the
way
big
too
mistakes
obscure.
we men
Sorry,
make.
I
We get
didn't
these
get
Mr.
it.
My
Fix-It
brain did not
solutions.
click on that one.
No, we're just
Women make
listening to him
mistakes, they
talking
give the
about
home improvement.
vaginas. And
It is
how
funny
they're
in
not cool.
retrospect.
Yeah.
Here's an
Thank you
example
for
of the home
explaining, but
improvement committee in action. One day
But
I was
that's not how you want jokes
I'm
to
also
hit.
Mr.
dumb.
Fix-It,
So-
fixing the toilet. I'm in there fixing the toilet. Of course, the first thing you do is
You ever fixed
jiggle
the
it,
toilet,
see if it
Pete?
Stop. It didn't stop.
With a
Now I took off
plunger,
the
yeah,
top,
I
and I'm
plunged
inside trying
many
to
a
screw things
toilet.
around, move stuff around.
And one
You're a real
time,
man.
Thinking I can fix it.
because I find it
15 minutes
gross.
passed,
I don't
still
like.
making noise.
I don't
It's
like
quite
toilets, but
embarrassing,
one time the
frustrating.
toilet
My
was plugged
wife
at work,
sensed the
and
upset
so I had
because the
to
antennas
plunge it, and it
overheats
was
me.
disgusting.
So she came into the bathroom to watch
Threw
me
up
fail.
after I cleaned it,
And blocked
and I
the
flushed
toilet?
it, and it blocked again.
That
And I was
was a loving
like,
thing to do. Let me
"Fuck
help
this."
him. She comes in
And that's
to
when you
watch
quit.
me and look at me.
That was probably like 6 months
I give
later
her these
that
kind
I
of
quit.
like hot glances, like out of here, would you? You know. But she thinks, oh, he's being kind
I
of
quit
mean, but
because that was
means he really
apparently a
must need me
problem,
more.
like,
So she stays and looks
I
at me
told
some
my
more.
boss about it, and he was just like, "Yeah,
Then she
apparently
starts
you
to
just
feel my
like refuse to
frustration.
do
Now my
this,
frustration
and
is more that
we're
she's
really slow
watching
and stuff."
me
And I was
fail
like,
than actually failing
"Yeah,
here.
because I fucking threw up because it was
So then she says
disgusting
to
and
me,
clogged
out of
it
the
again."
benevolence of her
Yeah, you
heart,
know
And then
what,
like,
Dana?
improve the
then a few months
situation.
later,
She
he
goes,
came back to me and said,
you know,
like,
John, if you jiggle
"You were really
that
slow on
little
that toilet
handle,
that one time."
sometimes it helps.
I was like, "All right, fuck you."
Oh,
And I
really?
just
Is that true? I didn't know
resigned.
that. You know, here I am doing all this other stuff. I could have just jiggled the
Next day.
handle. Thanks so much, honey. But you get out of here, okay? Now, of course, I didn't say all that, but I felt it. Then she kind of felt a little bit of cool breeze from my side. And starts to
Again,
walk
it was a
off.
good joke.
But
It's
a
just
new wave of compassion fills her heart, and she comes
yeah,
back
I don't
to
think
watch
it was
me
a
fail
bad
some
joke.
more.
It was
And this
just
time, after a few minutes of watching, she says,
I'm dumb.
"You know, John,
Didn't get it.
I bet you could call the plumber and he'd know what to do." Is that right? You could just dial the phone and there are guys who know what to do? Why didn't I think of that? Call the plumber. What am I wasting my time here for doing this? I'm completely incompetent at these things. Of course I don't know what to do. Call the plumber, of course. She doesn't realize at the moment. She thinks she's helping, suggesting, but it doesn't help. It makes him feel incompetent in your perception. It feels embarrassing to him, frustrating to him.
Well, then maybe he should be a bit more honest about his skill set and
Unknowingly.
get
Yeah.
over himself.
I'll buy a
That's
computer.
right.
And I spent months figuring out the best deal and the whole thing.
Tori's one of those people who won't ask for help
It does. I remember
in,
when I
like,
got
a
my first
store or
color
something.
computer.
And I'm one of those
Because you
people
got
who
color?
will just happily
Yeah.
go over and ask somebody.
What do you
for
need
help.
color for? All
Yeah.
you use is a word processor.
I love going to Bunnings, but every time I go to Bunnings, I always have to talk to someone to make sure I'm
You
doing
paid
things right.
$1,000 more for color, so you can have a little
Like,
blue
talk to me,
band
please.
around it?
I couldn't. I wanted to
Yes,
do some
I
work
paid
over the COVID lockdown, but
more
like I
so I
couldn't
could-
because I wasn't allowed to like talk to people in
she's just
Bunnings.
trying to help
Like I
me
just
get a better
need
deal
to
in life,
get you to
help me
hang out
see
with
the
me so I
picture, the
buy the
reality.
right
She'll go to
fucking
my office
nail.
sometimes and she'll say, "How can you think with all these papers everywhere?
COVID sucks.
We've got to clean up this office."
Straight out of
We
lockdown.
don't have to clean up this
Again.
office. This is how I work.
Restrictions have
Notice.
eased once more.
But you can't work
Straight
in an
out of
office like this.
lockdown.
If you straighten everything up, your thoughts will be clearer. Oh, thanks. Maybe you could help me write my next book, honey. That's fantastic. You know better than I do. See, she just being happy and helpful, you know, going in and ruining my life. Okay?
You ruined
Little
your own
things,
life
little
by being a
reminders
piece
when we're
of shit.
driving in the car.
Yeah, and marrying the
She'll say
wrong
things
person
like-
that you didn't like in the first
And
place.
she'll see a policeman. Maybe she's going to help me out if I'm driving a little fast. She'll go, "Honey, slow down. There's a policeman." Oh,
Don't bring that
thanks
up.
for telling me that, honey, to slow down. See, another Martian in the car wouldn't tell me to slow down. He doesn't need to tell me what to do. He'd just say, "There's a cop behind us." He knows I know how to slow down if I want to slow down. It's up to me. Do I want to slow down? Do I want to speed up? Can I outrun the guy? It's my choice, okay? Don't tell me what to do.
In other words, you're an
Okay?
idiot.
And that's the biggest complaint men have. When over and over, the biggest frustration complaint men have is women giving unsolicited
Oh,
advice.
he's got the music. Wrap it up, dude. Wrap it up.
There has to be more. The cock is going to be in one of the other tapes.
Yeah, that seems like it's been cut up into at least 3 different tapes, actually, because he didn't finish and he didn't draw the cut.
Finish my beer, I suppose. It's the end of the episode, folks.
It is.
We're back.
We are back.
Technical problems and all.
Technical problems, a move, another freaking lockdown, the vaccines being not rolled out quickly enough. Getting mail yesterday about how like the vaccines don't even work. Did you see that?
I did not. What?
I got in my mail, like actual mailbox, a thing from an actual politician.
Oh
from
yeah, no, right.
Brisbane. Oh my god! Like fuck off, go away.
My sister got one of those.
I looked him up. I rang him up. I rang up his office, and I got an answering machine. And I said, "Yeah, I've got a no junk mail on my letterbox, and this is definitely junk mail." And I hung up.
What a piece of shit!
What a crap hole! Fuck off. Yes, we should slow cap. We did it.
We're back.
We had some trips, but like
we had our new intro.
It wouldn't. I loved our new intro. Can we do that again? No, never mind.
Next episode.
Next episode.
We've got to wait a week to see the new. Well, the new intro is actually.
And next episode is is cooking. Yeah, we're going to do the cooking thing.
Cooking episode. We're going to.
So it's interesting that
I need to apologize to an apostrophe in advance because
because you don't like seaweed and neither
seaweed
do I.
just made everything not work for me. So
we had soup. But we'll show off the results in your episode because we haven't seen that, even though I shared mine everywhere because I was so proud of it.
Yeah, I was never proud of mine.
I put it up as a members only, but I did share the link a couple of places. But yeah, I made sure to say, yeah, basically, that's what we had. We had to eat it.
The art of seaweeding. I just don't like the taste.
I shoved it in my mouth.
I like neither the taste nor the texture. Do it again. You know what? We can watch the intro again. The new intro one more time.
Go on. We'll talk over it. I love it.
We can talk over it because the mic's not muted.
Cool. Oh, really? It wasn't before either?
No, it was at the start.
Oh, that's
right. You should be able to still hear us.
Maybe. It looks a little red, but
it is.
Yay! New intro.
That's because we yell and scream.
So is there anything in this intro that we haven't watched on the show now?
No. Everything should be things we've watched on the show. Shouts to Milsheen for the guy with the Aussie flag.
Yeah,
we would never have noticed.
Yeah, I was...
Probably turn that volume up.
Passed out.
There we go.
Oh no, we haven't watched that yet. That's going to be in like
Which
2
one?
weeks' time. The Forest Edge. We watched
we watched the promo.
A promo, that's good enough. Super duper rushing champion. Oh my god, video. It's funny because we watched this and I'm like, yeah, we talked to them. There's Nabastrioff! Woo! You're in the intro now. That's what you get. Casio. Those guys. Baby bears! You love your baby bears. That's someone from Lara, right?
I have no fucking idea. I just scrolled through till I saw something worth putting in. Kapow!
Oh, he broke. And that's Chris. I like how right after Chris you put somebody deep-throating a banana. And also you put in that clip of the guy walking, but we're not allowed to show that on YouTube. Not too long anyway. I don't think that'll get us in trouble.
Yeah, it's like
yours was fine. But yeah.
Oh, it's that kid! Do you notice he pointed at the inhaler and then
Yeah. Alright, put on the real outro now. Because we're done.
We're done. We're gonna get out of here. I'm gonna finish my beer first.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Dawn of the beer HS.
The beer HS. Do we have any beer VHS?
No, but I have a VHS themed something else for a future episode.
You have a V8. It came up with for a second there.
V8?
There we go.
That's a juice, right?
Shoutouts to Jeff, that asshole.
Oh, God. No, I gotta finish mine too.
Shoutouts to all the viewers. Y'all are awesome. I'd like to say we wouldn't be doing this without you, but we would.
Me? Yeah,
As
fuck
in,
you
as
too.
in, no, as in without the chat.
Oh, without the viewers. No. This has been something that we've been wanting to do for ages. It's got nothing to do with people watching. It's
we
just
appreciate you being here nonetheless, though.
It's a happy coincidence.
I also just remembered... Dude, I would love to go to the pub and get smashed, but we don't have money. Someone donates $30, $40 and we'll do that.
I don't want it. We've got beer here.
But seriously, one thing I did forget to explain was why my posture was so bad in that video, where like my shoulder.
Oh yeah.
That's because I had the green screen set up there. Yeah. So, but because I filmed it at nighttime, and it was really dark, so I had to have some light behind me to get rid of my shadow. So I had a phone resting down my back with the torch kind of poking out like at the back of my head. And so I had to kind of stand there and I couldn't move much. So I'm sitting there doing this, going... and there is an outtake where it falls out and I'm like, and I had to spend like 10 minutes trying to refit it.
Quick vote in the chat, guys. Should Pete come down to my level or should I go up to his?
I'm not going any lower than this.
How low can you go?
I'm not doing it.
Alright.
Anyway.
We'll buy a couch. Big one. That fits here.
That's the end of the episode. Goodbye, everybody.
Yeah, press that button. Happy bouncing.